Callahan Injury Lawyers.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios. That's right.
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR Friday edition presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Joseph Rodriguez.
Hey, Joe, what you doing?
And the brain.
And the brain got a poof.
Are we even on air? Okay, we're on air. We're here. Glad you are as well. Thanks for being part of the show. Terrio will be with us 1 hour from right now. We'll talk to Chris Trapasso of CBS Sports in 15 minutes from right now. A lot to get to. This is going to end up being what I think is a bit of a newsy type Friday. Let me start. Brain, can we start? Earlier today, the Mississippi State president, his name is Mark Keenum. Mark Keenum. Dr. Mark Keenum was on the Paul Gallo radio show on Super Talk Mississippi, and he was talking about the school year amid COVID-19 and all that jazz, and ultimately they got into talking about football, and here was the Mississippi State president about the upcoming SEC season.
For this season, for the SEC, we, like several other of the Power 5 conferences, are going to have a 10-game season, and we're only going to play within our conference. So we'll have our 6 opponents in the Western Division that we play every year, and we'll have Kentucky, which is from the East, and Missouri this year will be one of our Eastern opponents. And today, I think we're going to hear from our commissioner. We met with him yesterday, all the presidents and chancellors, and I think today they're going to release who our other 2 Eastern opponents will be today. And then I think next week we'll have the actual schedule.
So ultimately, everyone's been wondering when. There's your when from the president of Mississippi State. They met with Greg Sankey yesterday. The 2 rotating opponents, the 2 new opponents, we'll find out today. And then next week, we should know the full schedule. So that would be dates, locations, any of that, which might change as a result of COVID-19 and everything that's happened and going to conference only. So at some point today during the show, I'm anticipating we'll find out who those other 2 opponents are. Quite honestly, a little surprised that it hasn't already happened as of today. And I can tell you throughout this process, it was my understanding that the SEC wanted to announce the full schedule this week for a lot of reasons, which we've already discussed. If you're the SEC, then you obviously know you need to get your schedule in place so your teams can know who they're going to play. But there's also so many logistics. Like, when are you going to be hosting home games? When are you going to be traveling? If travel plans have been altered, then you've got to alter transportation and lodging and all of those logistics that go into travel. So the sooner you know all that, the better for the entirety of the league. So it's not an emergent need, but there is urgency here for this information. I'll just really quickly reiterate again sort of what my feeling on this has been all along. Of course, we know that the initial talk was that the other 2 opponents would be just the next year's rotating cross divisionals, and that kind of got scrapped because you had some teams complain, and it sort of makes sense, right? If you were Florida, you were going to pick up Bama and A&M. If you were Bama already playing Georgia, you were going to pick up Florida as well. Well, you had sort of an inequitable schedule. It was just going to be much more difficult for some teams than others, and that's not how it should roll in a conference. I mean, your conference, if you plan your conference top to bottom to be very good, then it should largely look equal for all 14 members. And that's, I think, what they're trying to push towards. So clearly, Bama and Florida were the two that would have been the most upset about how the schedule would have played out. So the league is looking for something more equitable, and yet still they've not come to a total final conclusion about how it's all going to play out. But we'll get the rest of those answers, some of those answers today, and the rest of those answers as far as a full schedule grid next week. Now, the other thing that happened today, and this is mighty significant for one reason in particular, which we have talked about now for a couple of weeks. If you remember, 2 weeks ago, thereabouts, Brett McMurphy tweeted that of Stadium Sports, Brett McMurphy tweeted a couple of weeks ago, citing his sources, that the NCAA, and I'll read you this tweet, the NCAA advises schools that after a student-athlete has confirmed a positive COVID test, they won't have to test again for the next 3 months unless they show symptoms. For example, players who test positive in July will not have to test again until October. We've talked about that here. That was mightily significant because of effectively what Brett McMurphy wrote right there. The NCAA saying, hey, if a player tests positive, you don't have to test again for 3 months. I mean, if you have players through camp in September when school starts test positive, like in that, let's say the SEC starts September the 26th. If in the first 2 weeks of September you have players test positive, go through their protocol, then produce a couple of negative tests, and they're eligible again, they don't have to test again until December. That was critical because the way that was playing out was ultimately that you were guaranteeing yourself a season because your student athletes weren't going to be at risk of missing large chunks of athletes missing large amounts of time. Well, today the SEC apparently did not heed the NCAA's suggestion because what the SEC announced today is that they're going to require 2 COVID-19 tests per week and then some other stuff like coaches on the sideline, players on the sideline that aren't participating, they'll have to wear a mask or a net gaiter. So the reason this is mightily significant is because the SEC has said, no, we're going to test in season. And we're going to test a couple of times a week. So the test will come 3 days and 6 days before a game. So essentially, play a game on Saturday, you'll test on Sunday, then again on Wednesday, effectively, is how that would play out. If a player tests positive, they got to isolate for 10 days and be asymptomatic. If you have prolonged exposure, even without a negative test, then you have to quarantine for 14 days. That's where the building in a 10-game schedule over 13 weeks is critically important because it allows yourself opportunity to move games, if need be, into those shared open dates so that way you can play the full 10 games, even if they're not on the dates that are suggested. But this is a massive story. This is massive because what Brett McMurphy reported, either his sources were wrong or the SEC just said we're not going to do what the NCAA suggests, because effectively what the SEC has done here is they've made it more difficult on themselves to guarantee that they won't have large chunks of rosters testing positive for COVID and missing a week or weeks at a time. So that's the news out of the SEC today. We'll see if other leagues ultimately decide the same thing, but this is very clear that safety optics are a big deal for the SEC, what it looks like. And maybe this is a result of the Pac-12 and the Big Ten and their unity, there's player unity groups trying to push for safety, and maybe this is the reaction, is to not have that happen within the SEC, what's happened in the Pac-12 and the Big Ten right now, with players basically saying, you're not taking this seriously and we don't feel safe. So it is this is huge. This is a massive story for the ability to complete a season. The issues that you're seeing in Major League Baseball, because they're existing outside of a bubble, theoretically, those same issues now would extend to college football because of the way they plan on testing, at least in the SEC. We shall see what other leagues announce with testing, but as of now, the SEC leading the way. They're saying they'll test twice a week, 3 days and 6 days out from games. All right, it's after further review. Glad to have you hanging out with us here. We will keep an eye throughout the rest of this day today, of course, on the rest of the SEC schedule to see what it might look like and what the two opponents will be for LSU. All right, let me knock out a quick break. We'll come back. I want to talk some black and gold. Y'all know I'm a big fan and have been of the Saints drafting Marcus Davenport a couple of years ago. He's played well, but been beset by injuries. There's one national writer, though, who is all in on Marcus Davenport in 2020. We're going to hear from him next on AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by Carriages in Bocage and carriagesbr.com. The weekend is here. If you're going to be out and about enjoying some weekend weather, maybe playing a round of golf, why not get by and see our friends over at Carriages in Bocage? Johnny O brand polos. You can get those knit shirts there. Or if it's Peter Millar performance gear, they've got you over at Carriages in Bocage. They got shirts and dress shirts and sport coats over at Carriages in Bocage. The names and brands that you know and love, like Jack Victor or Eaton brand swimsuits. We still got 2 more months worth of pool weather, at least, right? All of August, all of September. Get on by. Pick up a swimsuit from Peter Millar or from Southern Marsh or Vineyard Vines. You know where to find them at Carriages in Bocage. Voted by you the best men's clothier in the Best of 225 awards. They've won that distinction for like a decade straight now. And the reason's obvious. They got the best selection. They got the best in-house tailor. They have the best people working there as well, where they've been for 30 years. Carriages in Bocage or carriagesbr.com.
If I built a van, it would do more than haul.
It would carry my entire business. I'd make it available in dozens, if not thousands of configurations.
It would keep an eye on my fleet.
And an eye out for danger.
If I built a van, I'd make it available in diesel and gas. And I'd build it right here in South Carolina.
Introducing the all-new Sprinter, starting at $33,790. Built in the USA. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades, and installations.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
ServiceMASTER Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMASTER Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMASTER Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, 2 years ago, the Saints used 2 first-round draft picks to take Marcus Davenport. A lot of people have criticized Davenport. He's had a couple of seasons end due to injury, but one national writer is very high, needless to say, on Davenport's potential in 2020, saying he's projecting a TJ Watt-type breakout year for Davenport. That's our friend Chris Trapasso from CBS Sports. He's good enough to join us now. Chris, always appreciate the time, man. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for having me.
It's our pleasure, man. All right, so you're going to have, obviously, a lot of Saints fans here very excited. Why do you think Davenport is capable of a TJ Watt-type leap?
Well, first off, I mean, the second season that he had, and you're right, that he's had injuries, and his rookie season was not terrible, but not great, and that kind of pushed him toward that bust label. But in his second season, he was a highly productive pressure creator, that he only had 6 sacks. So you can look at that just elementary statistic and say, you know, that's not super productive. But if you're looking at him compared to TJ Watt's second season, and I wrote this in the article, TJ Watt had about 50 pressures on almost double the amount of snaps as Marcus Davenport. He was creating a pressure around 5% of the time. Marcus Davenport was near 11% last year. So when you're just looking at them in their NFL career progression, first year to second year to third year, all signs are pointing to Marcus Davenport doing what we saw from TJ Watt. He wasn't great as a rookie, but not bad. Turned it on a little bit in his second season, especially down the stretch. And then he had, to a lot of people, a defensive player of the year type season. Now with Cam Jordan there, it's going to be hard for him to kind of take over as a superstar because Cam Jordan has already established himself as that. But everything that he did last season, and I went back and watched the film, he can win in a variety of ways, and he was just productive last season before that late season injury.
Okay, I'm glad you mentioned going back and watching the film. So that one data point from Pro Football Focus is certainly interesting, but how is it anything other than something that's just sort of tangential? Is there anything, explain based on what you see on the field that suggests, okay, Davenport can be that guy this year?
Yeah, I mean, not every single pressure or sack was just him beating a tackle one-on-one. They used him in stuns. Some of them were coverage sacks. It took a little bit longer. And being a draft analyst for CBS Sports 2, I scouted Davenport thoroughly, of course, 2 years ago. He was a top 20 prospect for me, actually my number 20 prospect in that draft class, because I think coming from UTEP, people thought, who is this guy? You know, the competition was terrible. But watching his film in college, you saw someone that wasn't only really big and towering and powerful, but he had an arsenal of pass rushing moves, and he completely dominated the lesser level of competition. So it probably took him some time, or we should have expected it to take at least a year for him to really acclimate. But this is not someone that just won with power or because he was bigger and stronger than everyone in Conference USA. He is and was an advanced pass rusher when he came into the league, and I started to see that last season a lot more than in his rookie year. Inside move, outside move, bull rush. He has a plan of attack when he's rushing the passer.
He is Chris Trapasso, CBS Sports. I'm glad. It's like you're reading my notes, man. I was going to ask you what you remember about your draft grade or draft analysis of Davenport was. Based on that, how much of it do you think has carried over to the NFL? Like, do you see similarities in what he did at UTSA and what he's done in 2 years in New Orleans?
Yeah, I said UTEP. It was UTSA. My bad about that. But again, a small school that doesn't really send a lot of people to the NFL. I think most of it has carried over. And like I've been saying, I saw someone that looked almost identical in how effective he was with his variety of pass rushing moves. I think as a rookie, he didn't play badly again, but I think Davenport was kind of surprised. Like, hey, I can't just bull rush every tackle back into the quarterback. And maybe these tackles are a little bit quicker, sliding their feet laterally against an inside swim move, stuff like that. But I think he's gotten quicker. He's gotten stronger. He's added weight. So I think he's NFL strong right now, so he can win just with pure power and then counter off that with a variety of moves. So I think learning from Cam Jordan, who has outstanding handwork as well and is a bigger power end, probably has helped him. But in terms of just his strengths and weaknesses, I think at this point, and really what we saw last year, he's very similar to the player he was at UTSA. This is a 6'5", 260, 270-pound player that ran really fast at the combine, very explosive, and again, refined with his handwork to dispatch blockers on his way to the quarterback.
I'm glad you brought up playing opposite Cam Jordan. When you're playing opposite an all-pro, a double-digit sack guy, how does that impact Davenport this year?
Yeah, it's huge, and really that's the only part of the comparison to the T.J. Watt prediction that's not similar, because T.J. Watt really has had to do it by himself. He has Bud Dupree next to him, a former first-rounder in Pittsburgh that has never really lived up to the hype. But for Davenport to not have to be this alpha rusher, the number one guy that defenses are game planning for, is huge. And it's not just lining up on the left side or the right side. They both move around a little bit. But I put it in the article that ESPN said that Cam Jordan was double teamed on 24% of his pass rushing snaps last season, and only 7 edge rushers in the entire NFL were double teamed at a higher rate. So that proves that teams are like, all right, we're playing the Saints. We need to game plan and throw an extra blocker at Cam Jordan. And I think that will allow more freedom to move up and down the line, to exploit a right tackle or a left tackle or even inside at a guard for Davenport. And he's just not going to get double teams. He's going to get in a lot more pure one-on-one situations to, again, win in the variety of ways and just show how much he's further advanced and how much stronger he's gotten in year 3.
In your research, Chris, was there anyone else that Davenport might compare favorably to?
You mean when he was a draft prospect, or
either as a draft prospect, really right now in the NFL? I'm trying to think if he doesn't, and I guess the reason for asking the question, if he doesn't maximize or peak the way that Watt has, what else might be an apt comparison for Davenport in year 3?
That's a really good question. I can't think of someone off the top of my head. But what's so interesting about his potential, again, is that he's coming from UTSA, small school, but this is not some undersized overachiever. He's 6'6", 265. I mean, and if you look at his combine performance, which wasn't that long ago, it's not like he's 30 years old, was very close to what Jadeveon Clowney did. And I think because they were on polar ends of the spectrum in terms of how much, touting there was for Clowney being a number 1 recruit and playing in the SEC, and then Davenport at the other end of that, it didn't really get talked about a lot. And I wrote that during the pre-draft process, that Davenport is a Clowney type of freak in terms of his 40-yard dash, his vertical at that big of size. So even if he doesn't have a TJ Watt type season, and I really think he will, you're still getting a very solid run defender that is going to be a nice complementary piece to Cam Jordan.
It's a pretty good comp, man. We talk about Jadeveon Clowney, especially the fact that a lot of people here are sort of wanting Jadeveon Clowney in free agency. Like, what would your thoughts be on that if the Saints were able to add Clowney, or should they even entertain that when you're thinking about the risk or the possible reward you have with Davenport?
Well, certainly as every day has gone on, Jadeveon Clowney has lost leverage. I mean, at the start of free agency, which was really just at the outset of the coronavirus pandemic, he was asking for close to $20 million a year, and then it kept going down. So if it's around $10 million per season at this point, I think you have to at least consider it. But I don't know if it would necessarily be the best allocation of funds because of Davenport's presence, unless you sign Clowney to a 3 or 4 year deal and expect to pair him with Davenport in the future, because Cam Jordan is getting up there in age. But I'm telling you, I think with Cam Jordan and Marcus Davenport, the Saints have 2 high caliber edge rushers to really lead this pass rush. And they're both good run defenders too. I wrote that in the article. Some of these guys are good pass rushers, but they can only play 30, 40 snaps a game because they're terrible against the run. At his size and with his power, he's a 3-down player. I really think we've seen the progression, and usually when you see that jump in year 2, that's when you see the TJ Watt type jump in year 3 for a former first-round pick.
It'd be awesome to see for Saints fans, no doubt. There's tons of expectation there. One more for you. Chris Trapasso is our guest, CBS Sports NFL draft writer. He's got a great piece up right now about Marcus Davenport, essentially projecting him the way T.J. Watt elevated and rose in year 3. One big picture question on the Saints defense. We've kind of, this offseason, Chris, had this debate about New Orleans. The sack numbers a year ago were top 3 in the league. But it's one of those things where it looks like the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. How do you feel about New Orleans' pass rush as a whole?
It's a little top-heavy. I think, obviously, with Cam Jordan and even projecting this Marcus Davenport ascension, I think if there's any injuries to those two, I think they might have some problems up front creating pressure, but they're almost inverse for most teams in that we have this thought that if you have a good pass rush, that will really help your secondary. I think the Saints secondary is fantastic, and you'll see more coverage sacks. And I think that was, again, like I said with Davenport, not all of his pressures and sacks were strictly on him. I think with Marcus Williams, with Marshawn Lattimore, with Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, who I absolutely love coming out of Florida, that can do anything as a slot defender, a linebacker, a safety. The coverage unit helps the pass rush. So even if you don't have Cam Jordan playing at his best, or if he's injured for a game or two, you can get quality production from your pass rush because they're just going to cover so well on the back end.
He is Chris Trapasso. Go read his article. It's up right now. Why Saints Marcus Davenport will have a T.J. Watt-type edge rusher breakout season in 2020. Music to the ears of many Saints fans. Chris, we appreciate the time as always, man. Thanks for a couple of minutes.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot.
All right, be well. Chris Trapasso. Always enjoy talking draft with Chris, but I saw that. I was like, man, come on. Look, admittedly, I'm one of those guys that's been hyping Marcus Davenport. My feeling every year around the draft is, and there's always this debate about New Orleans, which New Orleans takes a different tack than a lot of teams in the NFL. New Orleans identifies guys at once. It gets aggressive. It trades up to go get them. It's not interested in accumulating picks. It's all about identify the guy you want, go get him. And they did that with Davenport. And the reality is the only way that you're going to get an elite edge rusher in the NFL is if you're drafting in the top half of round 1, or you somehow break the bank for one in free agency in a very odd turn of events, because generally the best edge rushers don't hit free agency. It's not to say it never happens, but more often than not, if you have one, because they're so rare, you pay them and you keep them. So look at Cam Jordan. The Saints are going to make sure Cam Jordan never leaves, but they also took him in round 1. So if you're New Orleans and you're a perennial contender drafting at the back of round 1, you either hope you get lucky with a guy like Jordan or a mid-round guy who explodes, or you get aggressive and you go see a guy that you like there in the top half of round 1 and you get him. And that's what they did with Davenport. And I would much rather put my head on the pillow at night knowing I saw a guy I wanted, I got aggressive, I went and got him. Let's see if it works out. And Davenport has flashed it. I mean, you heard Chris say it. I mean, the data is there, which suggests his impact when he's on the field is that of an elite edge rusher. He's just got to stay on the field. So let's see if he can go out there and play 16 games and be on the field for 50, 60 snaps a game over 16 games. And now we're talking about over 800-900 snaps in a season. How did Davenport do? And if that projection's right, you could be looking at an all-pro caliber player, which would be awesome to have opposite Cam Jordan, obviously. All right, it's After Further Review. Glad to have you hanging out with us here on a Friday edition, brought to you by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Terrio in studio 32 minutes from right now. We'll knock out a break, go around the SEC. We are still waiting on the SEC schedule release, the other two opponents, which we're expecting to find out today. The full schedule, we've learned we should find out next week. Stick around with us here. It's AFR.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by Ichiban, Essen near Perkins, Airline Highway in Gonzales. It's Friday. You made it through another week. Why not treat yourself? Get on by either Ichiban location. Voted by you the best sushi and the best of 225 awards. Indulge in their decadent delights. Maybe a Moscona roll. Maybe if you're not into sushi or someone in your family isn't, but everyone else is, pan-seared duck breast. Amazing. Tuna steak with Asian pesto. 24-ounce bone-in ribeye. They've got so many options. Even their char-grilled oysters. The char-grilled oysters are amazing. It's a South Louisiana favorite with an Asian flair. They put them on wonton chips. It's with Asian chili butter. Trust me, they're jumbo char-grilled oysters. I mean, they're the size of your face. They're awesome. It's at Ichiban. Essen near Perkins, Airline Highway in Gonzales. Dine in or carry out. Remember, curbside to go is still available at the Essen Lane location. So order online at ichibanbr.com. ichibanbr.com.
Divorce is hard. Divorce is messy. Divorce is exhausting. The law offices of O.C. Brown walked me through my divorce and helped me find the right solution for me, my kids, my finances, and my property.
Call the law offices of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime.
Here at Corval Toyota, we don't just sell cars, we buy them too. Bring your car in so we can see it, and within minutes, you can turn your car into cash or trade it in towards your next vehicle. It's a fast and easy process. We buy your car at Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
If I built a van, it would do more than haul.
It would carry my entire business. I'd make it available in dozens, make not thousands of configurations.
It would keep an eye on my fleet.
And an eye out for danger.
If I built a van, I'd make it available in diesel and gas. And I'd build it right here in South Carolina.
Introducing the all-new Sprinter, starting at $33,790. Built in the USA. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
To all of our heroes working on the front lines of this COVID-19 pandemic, your bravery and selflessness represent the very best of us, and we want to say thank you. I'm asking everyone around the state to join me in celebrating the heroism of our healthcare professionals on the 19th of every month at 1900 hours, that's 7 p.m. Write a note of appreciation, make plans to donate to charitable organizations, or say a prayer. To learn more, visit 19thanks.org. Thank you, and God bless.
This isn't just another day, it's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Visit Bayou Ford for a new 2020 Ford F-150 for only $30,400 with 0% for 72 months. And all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty.
You know that I got it. Yeah. You know that I got it. Yeah. All this game up in my pocket. Bet that you can't stop it. You know that I got it.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
I'm glad you're rolling along with us here. Heading into the weekend, you need to go replenish that stash. Don Juan Cigar Bar, Town Center in Baton Rouge, New Orleans as well. So if you're listening to us on 100.3, make sure you check out Don Juan Cigar Bar. By the way, Pels back on the floor tonight. Speaking of New Orleans, our affiliate 100.3 ESPN New Orleans. You can hear the Pels against Washington. No Bradley Beal, of course, no John Wall in this ball game for Washington. It's one that you would presume the Pels will be favored and should win, but then again, when you're talking about a team that just gave up 140 points, this is really a gut check type moment for New Orleans, which is an 8-point favorite in this ball game tonight. But this is a gut check type thing for New Orleans. I mean, this, in some respects, this is your season, right? I mean, if you can't win this game tonight, then for all intents and purposes, your odds of making it into the playoffs are done. You win this, and you still firmly stay in the mix with games ahead against San Antonio and Memphis. So Pelicans tonight, 8-point favorites over Washington. It is a 7 o'clock Central Time tip. and you can hear it on our New Orleans affiliate, 100.3 ESPN New Orleans. All right, Tap to Further Review brought to you by the Williamson Eye Center, WilliamsonEye.com. Tell you every day, man. You want to give yourself or someone you love the gift of sight, Williamson Eye Center is the place to go. I was making fun of Jimmy Ott yesterday. Well, that's most days. But I was making fun of him yesterday because he can't tweet, because he can't see his phone. That's why we always have the Otter tweets with all the misspellings. Joe Rod knows this. We've been at SEC Media Days, and we go to dinner with Otter, and he's got the flashlight on his phone looking at the menu with like 4 pairs of glasses on. Take care of that. Dr. Blake Williamson over at the Williamson Eye Center. If you feel my pain, you know what I'm talking about. WilliamsonEye.com. WilliamsonEye.com. Or give him a buzz at 924-2020 to set up that free consultation. All right, we do it every day about this time. Let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, presented by Gulf Coast Office Products, excellence in imaging solutions. The Auburn Tigers.
Senior linebacker Chandler Wooten announced on Thursday he's opting out of the 2020 season, planning on redshirting and, quote, finishing what I started here at Auburn in 2021. Wooten's first child is due to be born in September. Wooten, one of Auburn's 4 standout returners at linebacker, so far the first and only Auburn football player who has announced plans to opt out for the 2020 season.
The Arkansas Razorbacks.
Razorback freshman Blaine Toll has moved to defensive end, or has moved again to defensive end. This is a crazy story. So Blaine Toll recruited as a defensive end, but Arkansas had a major defensive end class, so they moved him to tight end after he enrolled early. Well, another freshman defensive end, Jaqueline McGee, now is not enrolling at Arkansas, so now they've made the decision to move Toll back to defense. Currently listed at 6'5", 234. He'll have to add some weight. Rated the 446th overall prospect in the country, the 16th best strong side defensive end.
The Mississippi State Bulldogs.
Lafayette High School cornerback Brendan Tolson. Yes, it is Lafayette, as I learned. Lafayette in Mississippi. He's a 3-star cornerback who's joined Mississippi State's class of 2021. He originally committed to Louisiana Tech, 6 foot 175. Tolles becomes the 15th commit for Mike Leach's class of 2021. Tolles also had offers from UAB, Tulane, Florida International, and Arkansas State. Tolles becomes the 2nd cornerback commit for the Bulldogs class.
The Florida Gators.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says he's going to push to get the annual football game with Florida State and Florida rescheduled. He was having a conversation about high school sports that included Charlie Ward and Lito Shepherd, and said ultimately, quote, it's an epic rivalry. If you're able to play, you're able to play. So let's give the fans what they want. Florida and Florida State have played every year since 1958. DeSantis did not clarify if he was talking about getting the game rescheduled for this year or in future years.
The Alabama Crimson Tide.
And former Alabama assistant Mike Locksley is announcing the formation of the National Coalition of Minority Football Coaches. Of course, Locksley was the Alabama OC, now the head coach at Maryland, but his former boss, Nick Saban, is going to be one of 11 board of directors members, along with former Tide star Ozzie Newsome, who, of course, was the first black GM of an NFL team, as he was the longtime GM of the Baltimore Ravens. Organization's goal is to find and promote the hiring of minority coaches. All right, there you have it. That is Around the SEC, presented by Gulf Coast Office Products. Shout out to our guy, Trey Beal, and all our friends over at Gulf Coast Office Products online at gcopnet.com, gcopnet.com for Gulf Coast Office Products. I'm glad you're aboard with us here on a Friday edition of AFR. I heard Hester talking with Austin Bain in his first hour, for maybe the first hour of the show, was talking about chairs in here. And if you're watching, the hydraulic just popped down, and I had to pop the chair back up. But Hester was jabbing me a little bit because he said, because Bain apparently was sitting in one of the chairs and they couldn't get the hydraulic to pop up. So Bain sitting next to Richard Dixon, they were like a head and a half difference, right? Because Dixon's a big guy as it is. And Bain was in a chair that wouldn't pop up. And so they were all laughing at Austin Bain because he was sitting so low, and then pointed out, that the chair sucked, which is what I pointed out for a long time here. And Hester said, well, as soon as Gordy figured out that Moscona doesn't like the chairs, there's no way he'll ever change them. What about Bain? What about that? Any opinion?
I think that ship has sailed, though. I think Hester might be right there.
What if I told you I got a call from Gordy last week? And he said, hey, we need new chairs for the studio, right? We're doing budgets. We need to do new chairs. What if I told you that?
This is the what round of chairs? Well, you know what? When we were still downstairs, I remember what chairs came in after the fact.
Yeah.
So that actually might be the missing or the failing hydraulic might not be the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
The director's chairs.
Oh, the director's chairs. There were also the old banker's chairs.
Oh, yeah.
Remember those brown ones?
Yeah.
With the piece, the little footrest that was detached that I could bang. It would like ding, ding, ding.
Right. Like
Remember that?
Yeah, you had it would be in someone's parlor.
Well, then what if I told you that our operations manager, Chris, then came into my office and was like, hey, Gordy said we need new chairs. What's the deal? Like, you want to pick out some new chairs? Like, so it actually was trickling down the management structure that we're actually going to get new studio chairs.
I mean, can I believe it when I see it?
What if I told you I don't want new chairs because everybody's just going to break them? Just give me a new office.
Wow.
What if I told you that, Brain?
Wow. Okay. I thought I was defeatist, and then you went next level.
What about it?
Bro.
Done, by the way. Done.
With the chairs?
I said, keep your chairs. I just want a new office.
What you got?
What you got? That happened. I was in the little shoebox office on the 4th floor for 10 years.
It's generous.
Only, what do you mean? Shoebox?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made dioramas in school that were bigger than that thing.
Only office in this building without a window. Yes, trust me. What? Where?
Josh Ward's on the 1st floor.
Okay. Still, that opens up into a very large common area
Yes,
that
it
has
does.
many windows in it.
You have all of a hallway.
I had nothing. Now, 4th floor corner office. Gordy's old office, by the way.
Yeah.
And I'm the only person on the 4th floor. There's nobody else up there. Just me and the ghosts of Guarantee.
You could have moved over there months ago and no one would have known.
Very true. I don't think anyone does know, actually, except maybe Bo Wegman. I think he's the only person that knows I moved offices in this building. And Joseph. Well, and everyone else now that I've told. Hey, like that, Gordy? Keep your chairs, bro. I don't want your stupid chairs. You want to know why? You want to know what's going to happen? Huge humans like T-Bob and whoever comes in here and plays in the studio on the weekends are just going to break them like they've done every damn chair that we've bought at this place for the last decade. How about that, Gordy? Keep your new chairs. I'll deal with the hydraulics like that. I'll keep dipping down at 4 inches every few minutes just because the chairs you bought are garbage, Gordy. You can keep your chairs and let your weekender sit here and break everything we got. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hang out in my corner office now. Get a little putting green put in there. What do you think about that, Brain? Should I get a putting green put in there?
You have the room for it.
I do.
It's spacious.
Get a little putting green. One of those little rollout thing. You know, you roll out the green and you practice the putting line.
Can you get the one where it automatically returns the ball to you?
Well, I'd have to make the putt.
No.
But that could be a problem. But that's not a bad idea, Brain. I think we'll do. Should we maybe take suggestions how I should decorate my new office? Should I put a fat head of Gordy on the wall?
I'm not even putting that on. Okay,
do you think?
That's a poll question.
Okay, should we put a fat head of Gordy? Should I put R.I.P.? Should I put a tombstone with the huddle and put that like on my door? What do you think? Would that be good? The huddle, a tombstone, like R.I.P. the huddle.
I mean, if more people would be able to see it, because let's go back to you're by yourself.
Yeah, I am by myself up there.
Although for your own satisfaction, if it's on the side of the door you're looking at,
no doubt,
then absolutely.
Get to laugh at those clowns.
Although
all the time.
You do have a window that faces Government Street.
So just put it on the
Maybe
window.
Maybe a wrap.
Put it on the window outside, facing out. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we can expand outside.
We've
got
some good ideas here. We got some really good ideas how to decorate my new office.
We should hang a bed sheet that says "R.I.P. to the huddle."
R.I.P.
Like the fraternity houses on game day.
Maybe so. Not a bad idea. I don't know. But you know what I did, Brain? I just did something selfish.
What?
I passed on chairs. I said, I don't need chairs. Just give me the office.
I mean, is that selfish?
Yeah. New chairs would have benefited everybody. And I said, you know what? Bleep all of you. I'm done fooling around with these chairs. I want an office. I want a view. I want to be like Andy Dufresne.
Joe Rod has the separation here from earlier.
I didn't say, oh my God, that's so good. Screen grab that, please. Joe, please screen grab that and send it to me. So that's my point, all right? So Dixon was sitting lower. So Bain, his belly button is on top of the desk, and Dixon's head was around Bain's chest. I mean, there was a good head and a half difference between Joe Rod. That's still the live shot. Come on, bro. What are we doing here, man? Can we get Joe Rod a new office? All right, it's after further review. Well, now I got a quick break. Tigers and the pros. When we come back, Terrio in 15 minutes. Stay here.
AFR.
Well, if you want to save money to decorate your new office, how about calling Insurance Network of Louisiana? 293-0450, 293-0450, or lainsurance.net. Let Adam and Jay and the whole gang over there shop independently to see if they can find you better coverage for less money. It's Insurance Network of Louisiana. The process is easy. I don't want you to be scared away by this, okay? I don't want you to think that this is going to be complicated or costly or any of those things, because it's none of those things. It is actually easy and free. You call, they take the information about the current coverage you have, and then they go shop. And when they're done shopping for you, they present to you what they found. And they can either save you money and get you better coverage, or they say, what you have now is perfect, stay with that. And both things happen, but you won't know until you call. 293-0450. Call right now, 293-0450. Do it today, 293-0450, 293-0450 for Insurance Network of Louisiana.
If I built a van, it would do more than haul.
It would carry my entire business. I'd make it available in dozens, make not thousands of configurations.
It would keep an eye on my fleet.
And an eye out for danger.
If I built a van, I'd make it available in diesel and gas. And I'd build it right here in South Carolina.
Introducing the all-new Sprinter, starting at $33,790. Built in the USA. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Divorce is hard. Divorce is messy. Divorce is exhausting. The law offices of O.C. Brown walked me through my divorce and helped me find the right solution for me, my kids, my finances, and my property.
Call the law offices of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
Our big New Year sale is going on now at Corval Toyota in Opelousas, and you can get $3,200 off MSRP on a 20 Tacoma TRD, or lease a 2020 Tacoma Special Edition for $209 a month. Come on down to Happy Town. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
After After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Former LSU quarterback Peter Parrish has his new destination. Parrish announced via his Twitter page he's committed to the University of Memphis. So Parrish just one season at LSU. Of course, the Tigers win the national championship in that one season. But Parrish, who had been suspended from the team, then ultimately just was removed, no longer enrolled at school, now, though, has committed to the University of Memphis. It's unlikely he's going to be granted a waiver, so he'll have to sit out this upcoming season and then have 3 years of eligibility, remaining 3 years to play 3 once he's eligible there at the University of Memphis. So I'll be curious to see how Parrish does at Memphis, maybe in the same way that I was curious about Brandon Harris leaving LSU and going to North Carolina. Certainly you pull for those guys. Like, you pull for Justin McMillan when he went to Tulane. You pull for Anthony Jennings when he went to the University of Louisiana at Lafayette. You pull for those guys. You want them to do well. Hayden Reddick when he went to the 17 schools he went to after LSU. But this one is really interesting, though, because specifically of the place where he's going. Ryan Silverfield is the head coach at Memphis, and he was their assistant head coach and offensive coordinator. And Mike Norvell left and took the job at Florida State. So Silverfield is running that offense that's had pro quarterbacks come through that program, but most of them are haven't been dual threat guys. And Parrish was the number 11 dual threat quarterback in the country. So I'd be interested to see how they use Parrish's skill set, but seemingly a really good spot for him as a former 4-star guy to land there in Memphis with the Memphis Tigers. So congrats to Peter Parrish. He's got his spot now with Memphis in the AAC. All right, it's after further review. Glad you're with us here. Every day, Brain takes an opportunity to catch us up on what former LSU Tigers are doing in their professional exploits. We call it Tigers in the Pros, and Brain will do that right now.
Tigers in the Pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now. Presented by Kentucky's Best Hemp. Find them online at kysbesthemp.com.
Saw you had Joe Burrow on the run down there, Matt.
Yeah, I do.
You want to lead off with him here, or is that
you
supposed
can
to be?
go ahead. Go ahead.
I tell
go
you
ahead,
what,
yeah.
early, you don't have all the mini camps and everything else rookies are supposed to do this year, but looks like Burrow is making connections early with the encouragement that his other players are giving him. Wide receiver Alex Erickson says, you think it's a little thing on the outside, but it gives you juice breaking out of the huddle.
I don't even know what that means.
Juice?
No, like, I read that quote, and I didn't know what he meant. You think it's a little thing on the outside? What, like just having Burrow there or being on the field or what?
Having him there, him working into the system. I think the quote from the tight end CJ Uzoma is a little bit stronger. He says, I think he knows his stuff. He's making the appropriate reads and checks. He's going to be one of the boys for sure. I like that one a lot better.
Who's surprised by that?
I mean, nobody?
I like what he brings to the table. That poise that he has, the moxie he has is nice. All from CJ Uzoma, former Auburn guy, by the way, too.
By the way, while we're in the NFL,
Anybody surprised? Joe Burrow, they're complimenting his moxie, his poise, like one day into practice.
No, not
Joey
always.
B, bruh. They about to find out, all of them.
So
we all found out.
Ran down the list of the opt-outs. It looks like Al Woods is the only LSU Tiger on the opt-out list. Shifting to the bubble, Garrett Temple's the only Tiger that's going to be on the floor tonight. Actually, this afternoon. Nets and Kings, nice shot. Nets and Kings tip off in like 6.5 minutes. Hey, good news for Garrett Temple. The Kings
Did
used
you
up
say
all
Garrett?
I said Garrett.
I think if you roll that back, you're going to hear you said Garrett.
No, if you roll it back, all you're going to hear is you yelling, got him!
No, you said
over
Garrett
it.
after I said got him. I threw a piece of paper at
You know
Brain
what?
and
It
got
stepped
on
all
TV.
over my punchline. We'll just move on with Ben Simmons.
Okay.
Still a bunch of questions. We were supposed to know by today how long he was going to be out, but apparently there's still a bunch of questions about his injury. So the 76ers are being as cautious as possible. DJ LeMahieu did not start last night, but he did pinch hit. Went 1 for 1 with that pinch hit. Oh, by the way, Yankees lose to the Phillies. Though.
Shut up.
Looking at the Yankees lineup this evening.
And you know what? Those clowns over there in Philadelphia were blowing air horns outside of the stadium.
That's awesome.
No, it's not awesome.
Be a fan however you can be.
Not pleased.
Just because you can't be in the stadium doesn't mean you can't be a fan.
You can't blow an air horn in the stadium.
They're not in the stadium.
Well, you shouldn't be able to do it outside either.
Wow, I mean,
well,
you got to be able to participate somehow.
Let me think of something really clever to say right
you
now.
You got to participate somehow.
Bleh.
Looking at the Yankees lineup this evening when they take on the Rays, LeMahieu's hitting leadoff. Jacoby Jones is going to be back on the field tonight as well. After starting the season hot, the Tigers' last 5 games have all been postponed. They had a 5-game set with the Cardinals, who had a COVID-19 outbreak. So hopefully Jacoby can pick up right where he left off against the Pirates tonight at 6:05. And that is your look at Tigers in the Pros.
Brought to you by Kentucky's Best Hemp. Our friend Lewis Coleman, he's giving away CBD oil. Legit. Giving away 10,000 bottles of their CBD oil. Just go to bestfreehemp.com. This is not a joke. Go to bestfreehemp.com. They want people to try their hemp for free, their CBD oil for free. Just go to bestfreehemp.com. No shipping, no enrollments, no obligations. Just pick. Do you want the natural or do you want the cinnamon? Go to bestfreehemp.com. I want to absolutely blow this out of the water. I want to give away all 10,000 bottles in like a week. And then they're like, oh my God, I can't believe all that went in a week. So please do this. Go to bestfreehemp.com and get your free bottle of CBD oil, courtesy of Lewis Coleman. Hour 2 next.
AFR.
Wrapping up hour 1, we remind you about GMFS Mortgage and GMFSmortgage.com. Changing lives since 1999. Check out our friends over at GMFS Mortgage. Home buy, refi, construction loans. Say those again. We'll go through each of them. Home buy. If you're buying a home, you need to get pre-qualified, call GMFS. Before you go shopping for a home, get pre-qualified so you know how much home you can shop for. If you're building a home, they've got great construction loans. But this time of year, right now, in the middle of this pandemic, refinancing mortgages has been driving everyone right now. Bottom line is the Fed has lowered interest rates, and this is an amazing time for you to look at refinancing your mortgage. You may even be able to skip a mortgage payment or two. What might that do for you financially? If you could lower your monthly mortgage payment and through the refinance, skip a mortgage payment or two. You won't know until you call GMFS Mortgage. Find the local lender nearest you at gmfsmortgage.com. GMFS.
This is a house call. This is a test result. This is a prescription refill. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare. Start your virtual visit today at Auctioner Health.
Toyota, we don't just sell cars, we buy them too. Bring your car in so we can see it, and within minutes, you can turn your car into cash or trade it in towards your next vehicle. It's a fast and easy process. We buy your car at Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
ServiceMASTER Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMASTER Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMASTer Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
If I built a van, it would do more than haul.
It would carry my entire business. I'd make it available in dozens. Make that thousands of configurations.
It would keep an eye on my fleet.
And an eye out for danger.
If I built a van, I'd make it available in diesel and gas. And I'd build it right here in South Carolina.
Introducing the all-new Sprinter, starting at $33,790. Built in the USA. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
To all of our heroes working on the front lines of this COVID-19 pandemic, your bravery and selflessness represent the very best of us, and we want to say thank you. I'm asking everyone around the state to join me in celebrating the heroism of our healthcare professionals on the 19th of every month at 1900 hours, that's 7 p.m. Write a note of appreciation, make plans to donate to charitable organizations, or say a prayer. To learn more, visit 19thanks.org. Thank you, and God bless.
Hand Injury Lawyers.
Gearing up for the Riot Radio Hour here on AFR. Quick little Sports Center update for you. Interesting story at ESPN.com. Eric Kay, a former director of communications for the Los Angeles Angels, has been charged by the DEA with illegally supplying drugs to pitcher Tyler Skaggs, who died in a hotel room in Texas last year. Skaggs was found dead on July 1st of 2019 after police responded to a report of an unconscious man in a hotel room in South Lake, Texas. That will be one to follow as we move forward. From the NBA bubble, the Spurs beat the Jazz earlier today, 119-111. And going on right now in the second period, the Grizzlies have a 3-point lead, 49-46 over the Oklahoma City Thunder. Kings and Nets are tipping off literally as we speak. Major League Baseball doesn't get started until 5 o'clock tonight. Orioles and Nationals will be your first game there. Hour 2 of After Further Review coming your way now.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After Further Review.
Say it one more time.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
That's right. Boy, yeah, they call him the Riot. Born and raised in the swamps, on the fight like a tiger. He going beast mode, baby, he a beast though. What you think he supposed to do? You pitch a better reload. Get the point.
After Further Review, the Riot Radio Hour with Matt Moscona and Ryan Terrio.
Here comes Terrio. The throw, not in time. Scudero delivers and the Giants lead 4-3 in the 10th.
104.5, 104.9 ESPN Baton Rouge, 100.3 ESPN New Orleans.
This is legit, dude. Check me out. I got camo paint on my face.
Ryan Terrio hitless in 4 at-bats.
When it's 20 degrees, Matt, and you're sitting in a deer stand, it's freezing cold.
Okay,
you need a beanie on your head.
Our weekly visit with Ryan Terrio is brought to you by Bowie Outfitters. Bowie Outfitters, your home for everything outdoors.
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us, AFR. Presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
I appreciate it, bud. Have a good one.
Joseph Rodriguez.
Hey, Joe, what you doing?
The Brain.
Hey, the Brain got a poop.
And Terrio.
Showbiz!
We're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Yo, bruh.
Yo, bruh.
How are you?
I'm pretty good.
Good.
I got to say, yo, bruh. Man, Drew.
I hear that intro roughly 10,000 times a week. So my son, Drew, who's 6, as many know, Drew has some special needs, but he gets very fixated on things. And for some reason, he's fixated on you. I don't know why, but he is. And he watches, it's so amazing. Whoever the programmers are that developed smartphones and like in those applications and how to navigate, they're brilliant, because even my son, you can hand him a smartphone and he knows how to like swipe and tap
He's got it.
And he can go find YouTube and he can find Dad's Show and he'll find the Riot Radio Hour and he'll sit there and watch the intro over and over and over and swipe back and he'll go, Shawbills. He likes when you yell Shawbills.
He likes Shawbills.
Yeah.
Everybody likes Shawbills.
You want to yell Shawbills real quick for Drew?
Shawbills!
See, there you go.
Loves that.
You do it for the kids. You
He
do
loves
it for the kids.
I do it for Drew. Not all kids.
Not all kids.
Not all kids.
Because not all, quite honestly,
They don't deserve it.
not all kids deserve it.
They don't.
Some kids are kind of bratty.
Some of them suck.
Some kids are great kids. Like, let's be honest. There's a good chance, I should say a good chance, but there is a chance that your kids, or not you in particular, but you listening, that your kids just don't deserve to hear a Shawbills shout out, you know?
It's true. And especially this time of year when kids are starting to go back to school.
Oh, back to school was Thursday.
Yeah, back to school is, Thursday.
Yeah.
And some kids just don't deserve to have their picture posted on social media for their back to school pics.
Oh.
That's true.
Well, why not? I mean, a lot of parents love to do that. They post the picture, first day of school, and then you got a record of, this was Johnny in 8th grade, and this was Mary in 4th grade, and then you can just look at them throughout the years. And then when they get to their graduation, you can look at all of them side by side by side by side by side. I was thinking about that. Did you do that when you were a kid? Because we didn't do that when we were a kid. It wasn't like first day of school pick. Did you do that? No. Did you do Brain? Did you do first day of school pick when you were in school?
Did not.
Yeah, Joe Rod, did you do first day of school pick when you were in school? No. He's just shaking his head. I guess
kids.
Yeah.
Some kids don't deserve it, and they don't do it for the kids. They do it for the parents. So
yeah, parents do it.
As I'm flipping through social media, I said, you know what? I'm feeling a certain type of way about this, and I need to express my feelings. So I wrote a letter.
Okay.
And I'd like to share it with all the listeners,
I'd like
as
to
well
hear
as
it.
yourself.
Thank you.
And Drew, because I know he's watching.
He's watching.
I hope he
Well,
likes
actually, no. What he's doing right now is he's gotten the phone, because he'll go get Erica's phone. So the show will be on CST, and then he will go get Erica's phone, and then he will have the show on CST and Erica's phone, and then he just goes and swipes back to watch the intro again. So he's probably not watching us anymore.
Okay.
He's not watching us anymore. He is still watching us, but he's swiped back to the intro again.
Well, I hope he is. I hope he's watching this now.
He's not.
And when Erica tries to take a picture of him first day of school, that he says no.
Okay.
I wrote a letter.
Okay.
This letter is titled, Dear Back to School Pictures on Social Media. Let me start by saying, Facebook and Twitter love to censor posts that they find offensive.
Okay, it's true. They do.
They'll even go so far as to put the little warning under certain posts, letting the user know that if they click on the link, they may be offended.
Do they really?
They do that.
Oh.
I'd like to encourage some of you that participate in this every single school year to consider placing that warning on the bottom of your post.
Oh, come on. Everybody thinks their kid looks cute, man.
While flipping through social media this morning, I noticed quite a few first day pictures. There's a few rules that need to be followed when posting these pictures.
Okay.
I'd like to get into those. Yep.
Drew's first day is on the 17th, so that's a week from Monday. So this will be our first ever first day of school picture.
I need you to write these
All right,
down.
I got them. Right, here we go.
First.
1.
Make sure your child's hair is done.
Hair done. Got it.
There was a poor boy that was posted this morning on a social media platform. And I'm not going to say the school because you could see on the uniform.
Mm-hmm.
He must have his mother must have accidentally hit the post button when they did it. Like she took the picture and wrote it, and there's no way she meant for this picture to go on to social media because it looked like the child combed his hair with a chicken bone when he woke up this morning.
Chicken bone. Is it now? Would it be a partially eaten chicken bone?
No.
Well, see, now
Just
I think
a regular bone. It was flat across. It was disgusting.
I think that would be better than a partially eaten chicken bone because then you'd have some grease in there and a lot of oblong parts to the chicken bone as well, as opposed to something just flat and smooth.
This was flat and smooth and greasy. Kid obviously didn't wash his hair in the morning, and he did not fix it properly.
Okay, hair done.
Hair
check.
done.
Got it.
Second.
Okay.
Iron your damn clothes.
Iron.
It literally takes 5 minutes to iron a shirt and pants.
Got it.
2 brothers. Again, I'm not going to say the school or the colors. Might have been green, I don't know. 2 brothers are smiling ear to ear with their fresh backpacks and new shoes. But their shirts look like they'd been stuffed in an old gym bag for 2 weeks. Or
3 months?
Or you put it in your wallet on your way to school and then you put the shirt on.
You for sure it fits in a wallet?
At least don't take the damn picture right when your kid wakes up either. I saw that one. This poor child, girl, obviously half asleep. Give them a little time to get the boogers out of their eyes.
Is that number 3?
This is number 3.
Okay, don't.
Gotta wait.
Don't wait. Wait.
Let them get up.
Wait.
Wait.
Or wake up. Got it.
Let them wake up.
Got it.
Give them some time to get the boogers out of their eyes.
Yeah.
Another thing. What's wrong with waiting until they get outside? You don't have to do it inside.
Yeah. I thought most people did it outside.
Most people do.
Yeah,
Some don't.
Oh, okay.
The rookies. Everybody knows that the natural light is best for the complexion.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
No doubt. Okay. What about the glare from the sun, though? That's a problem. It could be, right?
Early in the morning.
You get the squint.
Early in the sun's not high early in the morning. You can play
I don't know. Depends where you are and what time.
can-
All right. Okay. Okay.
It's not the pictures as much as it is the comments that drive me crazy, though.
So is this number 4, or are we done with the numbers?
We're done with the numbers.
Okay, good.
But this might be good. You
Let's
might want to
save
write
this
this down too, though.
Oh, okay, wait. I got it. All right. Ready.
Good luck, Johnny.
Good luck, Johnny. No good luck, Johnny?
Have a fun year at school.
No have a fun year?
Beautiful kids.
What's wrong with that? What if they are beautiful children?
These are all very nice things to say.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But the kids don't need to hear that. Like, my kids don't need to hear, good luck, have a good day. No. They don't need to hear that.
But they're not. Your kids aren't reading it. You're reading it, or John is reading it.
Yeah, but it's said
people on your
to
account.
the kids.
But the kids aren't seeing that.
They need to hear, don't get beat up on the first day of school.
Got it. Don't get beat up. Okay.
Whatever you do, don't get stuffed in a trash can today.
Don't get stuffed in a trash can.
Silent farts are funny.
Silent farts are funny. that's already funny. Unless it's funny if you're the one executing the silent fart
And you
then you
can't
get
not
to
laugh.
and you watch everyone's reaction. It's not funny if you're the victim of an SBD.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Silent farts. Got it.
Saw a few beautiful kids' comments on pictures with children that were wearing masks. There's a freaking mask on the kid's face.
Mm-hmm.
It's covering 75% of their face.
That's true.
How in the world do you know if they're beautiful or not? The mask is covering their face.
What if it's a child that you know?
What if they all of a sudden got ugly? You don't know.
That
They could have
doesn't
gone
seem-
through puberty,
that
and
doesn't
now all of a sudden they're ugly.
That doesn't
They
seem
could be going through puberty. Very awkward.
That doesn't seem logical. I don't like your logic.
If you said beautiful mask, I would take that.
Beautiful. What if they said beautiful eyes?
I will take that too.
Okay, because you can see because look, watch. You put on the mask. The mask. See? Look, you can see my eyes.
Beautiful eyes.
Thank you. Oh, you know what else?
Beautiful mask. Not beautiful face. I can't see your face. What do you got?
I got something. Well, you want to finish your letter?
I don't know. I mean, your yard sale and the whole thing, so let's just go with it.
Okay, this is from. We got a break. We'll do it later.
Okay.
We'll do it later.
Yeah, cool.
I got a gift. I got a gift to the show today. I'm gonna give you one too.
Okay, good.
We'll do it in the next segment.
Okay, can I finish or?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry, my bad. Yeah, no, go ahead. Do you?
If you said beautiful mask, I would take that. But beautiful kids, come on, you can't see their face.
Can't see them.
I hope this helps some of you avoid the. Did you see Karen's back to school pictures on Facebook comments that are happening right now? Because people, let me just tell you something. That's happening. That's going around the water cooler.
Oh, because they don't like the kid pictures?
Sincerely, Ryan.
Okay. I feel like there's a lot of pressure. I mean, just sending my kid to school for the first time felt like a lot of pressure. But now I got to worry about all this as well. I got to make sure his hair is done. I got to make sure we iron his clothes. I got to make sure he waits till he wakes up before I take a picture. That may be a problem. Is Drew doesn't love to take pictures like first thing in the morning, man. Like sometimes he needs a little get ready time, you know?
Well, then wait, bro. Stage it.
All right. Oh, we do that.
Stage it till after school.
Or like the weekend before. We do
There you
that.
go.
We like birthday pics and stuff like that. Those are staged for sure. All right, it's After Further Review brought to you by Don Juan Cigar Bar. We'll knock out a quick break, and then Terrio will tell people to kick rocks. Stay here.
AFR.
Brought to you by Clegg's Nursery. Buy local, shop local at Clegg's Nursery with 4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area. You know where they are, right? Seagan near Airline. In Denham on LA 16. So you exit range, go to the left, about 5 miles down the left. Can't miss it. Not another garden center within a 5-mile radius of that Clegg's. I got a great selection also. Garden Center on Greenwell Springs and Mid-City on Donmore. So if you're on Florida, you turn on to Donmore, right there on the corner. That's where Clegg's is. So no matter where you are in greater Baton Rouge, you got a Clegg's near you. Get out in the garden this weekend, man. It's 95 degrees and sunny right now. I know that's hot, but catch you some shade, plant a tree, or go pick up the Spartan Mosquito Eradicator. Look, a lot of people are spending time outside right now. If you're not going places, you're exploring your outdoor space at your house. Beautify that and do away with mosquitoes. Spartan Mosquito Eradicator. $24.99. Be done with mosquitoes 90 days at a time at Clegg's Nursery. Buy local, shop local, tell them Matt sent you in to Clegg's Nursery.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
If I built a van, it would do more than haul.
It would carry my entire business. I'd make it available in dozens, make not thousands of configurations.
It would keep an eye on my fleet.
And an eye out for danger. If I built a van, I'd make it available in diesel and gas. And I'd build it right here in South Carolina.
Introducing the all-new Sprinter, starting at $33,790. Built in the USA. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
Gulf Coast Bank & Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank & Trust, the bank that cares about you.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. The Riot Radio Hour with Ryan Terrio and Matt Moscona, presented by Bowie Outfitters.
What's going on over at Bowie Outfitters?
What's not going
Speaking
on
of
at
which,
Bowie Outfitters? I know it's 95 degrees outside, but it does not mean you can't get prepared for the hunting season. It's right around the corner. Bow season is going to creep up on you before you know it. Wonderful selection of bows, broadheads, arrows at Bowie Outfitters. Go check them out. Hoyt, Matthews, all the top brands. Ask for the guys over there. Let them know you're looking for the bow. Also, fishing gear all over the place. Florida Sealing at Bowie Outfitters. Tell them Ryan sent you.
shout out to my guy Cliff Nelson watching us, I believe, in Houston. Cliff is a great Calichi alum, big fan of the show, follower of the show as well. We appreciate him. He just tweeted me this picture. He's watching us. He's got us on his TV, and he said, Matt had to cover up Terrio. So you could see on the TV, he's covered you up with a sweatshirt from Cali. Just think about that.
Who's
bro.
that guy?
Cliff Nelson.
He wishes I'd have worn that sweatshirt.
I wish you'd worn that sweatshirt too.
Cliff can kick rocks. What's
You
his
can
name?
kick
Cliff
rocks.
Nelson?
What you can do. Cliff Nelson's a great guy. He's a
Going
Calichi
after-
alum. He's a
going
great
after
guy.
Cliff.
You know, I'm going after you is what I'm doing. You can kick rocks. Kick rocks. You can do.
It's now time to kick rocks with Ryan Terrio.
Kick rocks.
Presented by Roto-Rooter Plumbing.
NBA can kick rocks because they're so dang sensitive.
What are you looking at? Kick rocks.
As a matter of fact, the NFL can kick rocks too.
We've got rocks. You know what to do.
In that case, then Matt's going to have to kick rocks.
Now let's see if Ryan Terrio actually prepared for this week's segment.
I'm going to tell myself to kick rocks.
Get on down the road and kick rocks.
Cardinals have postponed their return from COVID one more day.
Oh, why?
Because they had one player test positive. Or
Kick
staff
rocks.
somebody.
Whatever.
The Cardinals can kick rocks, and MLB can kick rocks. If
Kick
you get
rocks.
one positive, if we're going to delay this thing for that,
Yeah.
it's never going to be finished.
Right.
Just quarantine the guy, test everybody. Okay, okay, then come back. They're negative, come back. They're positive, you go stay in a hotel room, test everybody else. Like, that's how we're going to. Only way to get this thing done, the only way, is to do it like that. If you continue to postpone games and continue to interrupt the season, it'll never get finished. Cardinals, y'all can kick rocks. MLB, y'all can kick rocks too.
Get on down the road and kick rocks.
You see the WNBA teams with all their political stuff? And of course you didn't, because nobody watches WNBA. Hey, listen, ladies, let me tell you something. If you'd focus more on the basketball than you do political statements, maybe you'd have more than 3 people watching your games. Y'all can kick rocks.
Kick rocks.
And Zion can kick rocks.
Kick rocks.
Pelicans can kick rocks.
Kick rocks.
Guys, 20 years old. Who cares if they're playing a back-to-back? They didn't have to travel anywhere.
True.
He's 20. He should be able to play games back-to-back days. He's eclipsed the 20-minute mark, Matt.
Yeah.
Twice.
Burst restrictions.
He's 20 years old.
I know. Where I used to
Play
go.
the game.
We used to run ball at Callaway's for like 9 hours a day, 6 days a week. The old guy with the knee brace on, the sleeve on his knee, who would just snowbird and then just hang out at the three-point line and shoot threes
all day long.
Like he'd do that funky little thing with his elbow or come in front of his face.
He made every one of
weird
them.
shot. He did. He kind of do one of these.
Yeah, put it in.
But he put it in. He
But
did.
Zion can't go back-to-back days.
Had to close out on him though.
One of the best athletes on our planet, but he can't play back-to-back days.
Can't do it.
Hey,
Get on
Pels.
down the road and kick rocks.
Hey, Pels, kick rocks.
Yeah, kick rocks.
That's terrible. Zion can too. Go in the office. So, and then last but not least, Cliff Nelson. How old's Cliff?
I don't know how old Cliff is. Cliff is probably, let me guesstimate here. Cliff is, I'm going to say Cliff is probably 10 years older than me. Let's say Cliff is late 40s, mid-late 40s.
If you have a brand new sweatshirt from your high school and you're mid to late 40s right now, you can kick rocks. Hey, Cliff, grow up, bro. Move on, Cliff.
Ain't nothing wrong.
That was 30 years ago, dude.
Ain't nothing
Clean
wrong with
it
being
up.
proud.
Clean it up. Move on from the stupid Catholic High sweatshirt.
Don't listen to him,
Clean
Cliff.
it up.
Rep
Grow
it
up.
proudly. Just because he went to a garbage school that nobody's proud of.
I realize
don't
it was
worry
the
about
best
it, Cliff.
days of your
don't
life,
worry about it,
Cliff.
Cliff. He's jealous.
Because
That's
you
all
were
it
able
is.
to wear your
That's
Z
all it is.
Cavariccis
That's
and
all
your
it
braided
is.
belt and your
Freaking
spirit.
jealous because Broadmoor ain't never won nothing
You probably
in
went
nothing ever.
to you went to LSU, then you were Sigma Chi, and I get it, Cliff. The whole thing, I get it. Grow up, bro. Turn the page.
Hey, just because you ain't never won nothing in nothing at Broadmoor,
Turn
and
the
Broadmoor
page.
ain't never won nothing in nothing, don't mean nothing.
Turn the page. Cliff.
Whatever. I'll get you a Calic Eye helmet. I got one upstairs. How about that?
No thanks.
Are you done?
I'm done.
You're done.
Cliff Nelson.
Your face is done is what's done.
You nerd.
You're a nerd is what you are. Big old nerd. All right, we have a gift.
A gift?
Well,
For the show?
A gift. Oh.
There's a gift?
No. Well, there are those for sure. Shout out to Aaron Goldberg. Aaron Goldberg. This thing is really perplexing to me sometimes. Aaron Goldberg tweeted me a picture. Look, he said, I got my free hemp. Boom. Aaron Goldberg at the closer NOLA.
He's going to have a good night tonight.
So there's no THC in it. Okay. It's oil. It's hemp oil. All right.
Is that made from marijuana?
No. No.
It's not?
CBD oil. There's no THC in it.
Is
all
it
right?
made from marijuana, though?
Well, marijuana it's one of the ingredients in marijuana, but it's not the THC is what's illegal. This is the CBD. So this has, this will help with inflammation, anxiety. It helps people sleep at night.
Munchies?
Well, maybe. I don't know.
Give you the munchies?
I don't know. Maybe it might give you the munchies, but I don't think so. Anyway, so you know Lewis Coleman.
Yes.
Okay. Pitched at LSU. And I know if you're a pitcher, you have to do it.
He was this guy.
He was this guy. Yeah, he did.
pitched at LSU.
He came from the side. He pitched at LSU. So he pitched at LSU. He didn't do this. You have to do this. When do you do this? You threw him the curve?
That's Renato.
Renato?
Yeah, he's this guy. Coleman, this guy.
Coleman, this guy, yeah. So anyway, Coleman, not playing baseball anymore, moved to Kentucky where his wife is from. Her family.
Growing weed plants.
Best Free Hemp.
Okay.
It's Kentucky's Best Hemp is the name of the company, and Lewis is running it now. Well, they're trying to get people to use the product as sort of an intro, so they're giving away 10,000 bottles of their Kentucky's Best Hemp oil. And some people I think might think that I'm kidding, but I'm not. Like Aaron Goldberg, who just tweeted me that, careful there, bro. Anyway, he got it. It came in, and whatever. So if you go to bestfreehemp.com, you can get your free bottle of Kentucky's Best Hemp CBD oil. Go to the website, bestfreehemp.com, bestfreehemp.com. And all you do, look, no free shipping, no enrollments, no obligations, take your pick, boom, boom, whatever. And then you just pick which one you want, natural or cinnamon. Like you just pick one, select, boom.
What do you do with it after you get it?
Well, it comes in a dropper, right? So the bottle, you just take the dropper and you put a drop under your tongue.
What does that do?
It helps with all the things you're talking about. It helps with inflammation or anxiety. They even have like dog treats. Like for if you have a dog that has anxiety, look, I got them right over there. Little dog treats on there. Little dog bones. So anyway, what I really want to like blow this up and flood the website and give away all of these like today. And we've been doing really well. They've been getting an awful lot of attention on these, and it's done really well. But how do we do it to where we can give away like all of it today? I want everybody to go get it today. Just like flood the website.
Well, how many can you take at one time? Could somebody say, I want it all?
Well, no, just one.
You can only get one thing?
Yeah. Okay, all right, so go to bestfreehemp.com. Bestfreehemp.com. Go get your CBD oil. All right, real quick. I got a gift.
And get the munchies.
Should we do the gift now or in the next segment?
Now. I want to see what it is.
Are you sure you don't want to wait till the next segment?
Is this a tease? Yeah, let's wait till the next
segment.
segment.
A little bit of a tease,
Yep,
right?
let's wait till the next segment.
How long you been doing radio, bro?
You know what? Let's wait till the next segment.
That's a good. Okay, so that's what we'll do. We'll wait till the next segment so we stay on time. And you know what else I want to talk about coming up too? A couple things. In 34 minutes from right now, the SEC is going to release the additional 2 opponents for this coming college football season. 5 o'clock Central on the SEC network, they're going to announce the next 2 opponents. So we'll find out coming up shortly. We know LSU is going to play the 6 teams in the West.
And then Bama back-to-back again.
No.
For the last 2.
No. They're going to play 6 teams in the West. They're going to play Florida and South Carolina, which are already in the schedule. We'll find out what the other 2 opponents are. That's coming up at 5 o'clock Central, so 34 minutes from right now. We'll do Ask Ryan coming up. We'll open up our presents.
You want to try some of that CBD and catch the munchies? We can eat the dog treats.
Would you eat a dog treat on air?
No.
How about this? I got an idea. If we sell out the CBD oil today.
Brain will eat a dog treat.
Brain eats a dog treat on air. Brain, would you eat a dog treat? Would you eat one of the CBD dog treats?
Can I smell it first?
Nope. You got to agree to eat it.
Is it that bacon-looking thing?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I know. Looks so good, doesn't it?
It looks so good.
Brain, it looks so good, you should eat it.
It actually does look good. That's why I want to smell it first.
Brain will eat it.
Brain's in. All right, Brain's in. Brain's eating the CBD dog treat in a little bit. All right, stick around. It's AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by the Baton Rouge General Hospital, brgeneral.org. brgeneral.org is where you can find out more information. Our friends over at the Baton Rouge General Hospital, man, they're just doing awesome work. If you go to the Baton Rouge General Hospital's website, brgeneral.org, you can find out more. Virtual visits are now available. So if you're leery of getting out, if you're quarantining, if you don't want to go to a medical facility but you need a consultation with a doctor, brgeneral.org. They've got virtual visits available. Also, Surgery Fast Pass. If you have an elective procedure coming up, the Surgery Fast Pass is available both on the website and the mobile app. If you want a touchless registration for your surgery, that's the way to do it with their Surgery Fast Pass. They're trying so many ways to bring you all the health care you need in as safe a way as possible. They've reopened the ER at the Mid-City location of the Baton Rouge General. So learn more about the Baton Rouge General Hospital. brgeneral.org. The Baton Rouge General Hospital, part of the Mayo Clinic Care Network.
ServiceMASTER Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMASTER Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMASTER Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
If I built a van, it would do more than haul.
It would carry my entire business. I'd make it available in dozens, make not thousands of configurations.
It would keep an eye on my fleet.
In an eye out for danger. If I built a van, I'd make it available in diesel and gas. And I'd build it right here in South Carolina.
Introducing the all-new Sprinter, starting at $33,790. Built in the USA. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
To all of our heroes working on the front lines of this COVID-19 pandemic, your bravery and selflessness represent the very best of us, and we want to say thank you. I'm asking everyone around the state to join me in celebrating the heroism of our healthcare professionals on the 19th of every month at 1900 hours, that's 7 p.m. Write a note of appreciation, make plans to donate to charitable organizations, or say a prayer. To learn more, visit 19thanks.org. Thank you, and God bless.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. The Riot Radio Hour with Ryan Terrio and Matt Moscona, presented by Bowie Outfitters.
All right, you ready? We got a gift.
I'm ready.
Well, I got
gift.
this. So I'm in a new office, by the way, on the 4th floor. Gordy asked me if we wanted new chairs. I said, no, I don't want new chairs. I want a new office. Like the chairs that you get, everyone's just going to break them anyway, and then I'm just going to complain about the broken new chairs. So I moved into a new office upstairs. Anyway, so I walk into my new office today, and there's a package in the door. And so I open up the package, and it's several of these. And if you're not watching, you're listening. It's little baggies, very light, probably some cloth material inside, just in this little baggie.
Pocket square, maybe.
Anyway, so it's from Louisianimals, and it says, "Hey Scone, have you ever had Eagle Rare Single Barrel?" What a stupid question, LOL. That's a reference to something that this guy, whose name is Nate, asked on one of the whiskey shows I do online.
Okay.
He said, "Hey brother, hope you like these. Shoot me an email," and he left his email. Well, he had another one of these for Charles Hannegriff and another one for Jimmy Ott. And then on this one, he wrote, "Matt, for your favorite guest, your choice." That's what he wrote on there. For your favorite guest, your choice. Anyway, so I'm going to give it to you.
I appreciate that.
So let's open these together and see
Let's
what
do
they
it.
are.
What do you think it is?
I think it's a neck gaiter.
I think it's a mask.
Well, that's what a neck gaiter is. Okay, let's see. Matt, give me a shout when you have a moment. I'd like to set up something. Oh, cool. All right, that's cool. Name? I like it. Boom. All right. What did you get? What did you get? Is that a tablecloth? Oh, look. Wow.
Look at this thing.
It says Louisiana. Look, does yours have the trophy on it?
Yep.
Mine. Look, so it says Louisianimals, 15-0 national championship with the trophy on one side. On the other side, it has a tiger.
Got a tiger.
So this is one of the.
Let's put them on.
Have you worn a neck gaiter?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I had one on when I came in here.
So how do you put it on? Seriously,
Go over
you
your
go over your head? Because all I have is the mask that goes over your ear, like the surgical mask. So you do it like this.
Yeah. The masks. That's.
I mean, do you have to wear it like this?
Go down a little bit.
Well, do you have to wear it like this?
Keep going down. Go down a little more.
Where do you pull it from?
Keep going down. Keep going down. Right there. That's you.
Okay.
I think that's how you should wear it.
Well, look, I can kind of see through the thing. It looks like I got a tiger face.
No, you look good.
Well, here's my question though. Like, what's the point in having this big elaborate? Hang on. What's the point? What's the point in having the big elaborate design if you can't see the big elaborate design?
I think you should wear it the way you just had it on. That's not bad.
Like this?
That's not terrible. But no, I think you should go right over your face.
All right, I got another question. Hang on.
Okay.
Take it off. I'm gonna flip it around. So I just showed you the tiger side of it. What? Oh, because you're zoom. Thank you, Joe Rod, for being zoomed in so close to someone can see a booger up my nose. All right. Here we go. This is the trophy one. All right, tell me how I should do it.
I think you should do it just like that.
Should I go farther down?
Yeah, a little bit.
How much more?
That's about good right there.
Okay.
That looks great.
You can see the trophy?
Yep. That's perfect.
Is it off center? It looks a little off center.
No, it looks good. It looks real good.
Wait, I can. Oh, I'm going the wrong way.
No, go back the other way. That was.
I'll get. I'm not doing it right, huh?
Yeah, that's it. It's perfect. Just like that.
God, dog, I was going to the middle. Gosh, dog it.
There you go. Now you can best of both worlds.
Whatever. Joe Rod, why are you zoomed so far into my face? You're up in my boogers, man. All right. So what do you think, man?
I think it looks good.
Do you think people prefer these over regular masks?
I personally do. So I came in here with this guy. It's a neck gaiter.
Yeah, it's a neck gaiter.
This is what I'm doing now.
I look like a bandit that's about to go rob a bank, don't I?
No, it looks
like, what if I walked into a store with this on and glasses and a hat?
Yeah.
Do you realize, like, 3 months ago, if someone had walked into a store with this on and glasses, like, they're calling the police on you.
Call the cops. Now, they call the police if you don't walk
I know, that's so true.
Yeah.
Anyway.
The thing with the neck gaiters, I think in order to be effective, you have to double that up.
What do you mean? Like this?
Yep.
That's
what I do with mine.
But then it's harder to breathe.
Yeah, but I just
Hey, is this really work though? Because you wear this thing, but it's got like breathability. I mean,
That's why you gotta double it.
Can't particles get through it?
You got to double up, dude.
Oh no. Braden, you got one of these?
No, I don't sport the neck gaiter. I think it looks like a neck foreskin.
Oh, come on, Braden.
It kind of does. Look.
Pull it up. Pull it up higher. Pull it up. Right there, right there.
Hang on.
That is so bad. You're horrible. No, and you got a bald head too. Oh man. Brain, did you think about that?
Until you turn purple.
Did you think about that when you saw him doing it? You did. I know. It's horrible.
I did not think about the bald head.
Gordy is not going to be happy about this.
Ooh, boy. Okay.
Do it again though.
Okay. Hang on. What? If you're in a CST viewing area, good for you. If you're not, you should really be on our YouTube channel right now.
Go up high with it. Keep going. All right.
Ready?
Now pull it down. Keep going. Surprise! Look right there.
You're the worst. It's just the worst, I swear. All right, it's after further review. Wow, bro. Whoo, man.
Foreskin. Can you say foreskin?
Yeah. I mean, T-Bob says far worse. Braden just channeled his inner T-Bob on this show. Holy moly, that was funny. All right. Anyway, thanks to Nate at Louisianimals for the, what did you call it, Brain? A neck? What did you call it?
A neck foreskin.
Why is he saying foreskin?
Foreskin.
He's saying foreskin.
Foreskin.
That makes it sound like two words.
Foreskin. What's a foreskin? I think it's foreskin.
Oh man!
What if it was flesh colored?
It's been real, guys. It's been real being with you these last 10 years. I think it's gonna wrap. It's gonna be a wrap for AFR. All right, it's after further review. I was about to do a live read for South Point Volkswagen, but I don't think they want to be tied to this in any way. So I'll just put that one off and get back to it later. Did you see? We'll do Ask Ryan coming up, and in 21 minutes from right now, we're going to find out the rest of the SEC schedule opponents. We're not going to know the whole schedule yet because we're going to wait and we'll find out the dates and the order and all that stuff next week. But we will find out the other two opponents coming up on the SEC Network 20 minutes from right now. We did learn, though, that today we knew The Rock was trying to buy the XFL.
Yep.
And The Rock's group has been approved by a bankruptcy judge to purchase the XFL and its assets for $15 million. So $15 million. The Rock is now the owner of the XFL.
What kind of assets do you think they have?
Well, the branding is probably the most valuable when you talk about just the rights to the name, the XFL, the logos, all that stuff. As far as like physical assets, I can't imagine that there are many. But look, to run that league would be much more expensive. But I think they're going to need some legit marketing, though. You know, they're going to need some creativity to get people back, for another iteration, a third iteration of the XFL. What do you think people might do? What do you think they might do? Could be a good option.
Well, I think for starters, I think The Rock should participate.
Oh, really?
Yep.
How do you think? You should play?
I think he should play. I mean, he played football, didn't he?
He did at Miami.
Yeah.
You think he could play defensive line?
Yeah. I think The Rock could still probably push him around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good idea.
I came up with my all-time WWE football team.
All right.
Now I got to give a caveat. I did the defense. You did the offense.
I did the offense.
I got to give a caveat.
Okay.
Some of these people are deceased.
I think mine may be as well.
But I'm not so much worried about that. It's more just like if you're doing
it's
the
okay.
all-century team of something.
Yeah.
But this is what I'm going for. All right. So the most obvious, easy one for me, nose tackle. Yokozuna. I mean, you're talking about a 500-pound dude. Just plug him right in the middle of your defensive line. I mean, that's done, right?
Yeah.
Who else are you going to put? Now, since I have a nose tackle, I want to run a 3-4, which means I need two defensive ends. I'd go Earthquake on one side. What do you think about that?
Seems good.
I'm going to tell you the other one. This is a little unconventional, but I got to go.
Can you dig it, sucker?
Right there?
That's not who I wanted. That's not at all who I wanted. That's what I wanted. And I wanted the dramatic effect of the bells.
Is that The Undertaker?
That's The Undertaker.
Really?
You're going to give me my 4-3 defense or my 3-4 ends, Earthquake and The Undertaker? You give me a dude that's 6'7", put him on the end of the line and throw people around?
Yeah.
So then I got to go to my inside linebackers. I got two on the inside. One, I just want a total wrecking machine. Total wrecking machine at inside linebacker.
Can I guess?
Please guess.
Macho Man.
No. Ultimate Warrior. Are you kidding me? Just let him run around and taunt your offensive line the whole time. Give me the Ultimate Warrior right in the middle of the defense, running around, ripping people's heads off, shaking the ropes.
Shaking the ropes.
That's what
right
I need.
Now.
Ultimate Warrior. And then the other linebacker is the one that Brain gave away a bit ago. I'd go Goldberg. Now, who are my outside linebackers, the ones that are going to rush the passer? This is
important.
This is where what comes into play is the owner of the XFL. The guy who has to get out there and wreak havoc off the end, wreck quarterbacks' lives. Give me The Rock on one side, and on the other side, what superstar talent would you want on the other side? A long, big, athletic outside linebacker, bending the edge, wrecking people? Hulkamania, brother. Give me Hulkamania, brother! What you gonna do when these 36-inch pythons run wild on you, brother?
That's
All
two
right,
good ones.
Now my corners, all right, boundary corners.
Yeah, this is
I
big.
want you guys that are similar, athletic, that I know can run. Great athletes that can run and jump. You know who I'm going for here.
This the tag team. This is
The Rockers.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty, they're out wide. Those are my boundary corners. Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty in tandem. Now, I need a couple of safeties. My strong safety, I need someone who is perfect defensively. Who better than Mr. Perfect?
Mr. Perfect.
Gotta have it.
Yep.
And then when I'm looking at my free safety, the guy who all I need is to be all over the field and make plays. You're my last line of defense, but you're also going to be a guy that I'm counting on to be a tackling machine who can come rush the passer. I need elite physical specimen who is versatile.
Jimmy's Superfly Snooker.
No.
I got spinning wheel on it. It won't pull up.
It's the biggest one. It's the most important one.
It was Macho Man.
There's the Macho Man.
There's the Macho Man. There it is. What do you think about my defense?
I think your defense is good.
Okay.
I like your ends a lot. I particularly like the linebackers. I think they can actually play.
I know.
I think those guys could play.
Imagine Ultimate Warrior in the middle of your defense.
How many pounds do you have on the line?
A lot. Yokozuna's 500.
By himself.
By himself. Undertaker's 3 bills. Earthquake had to be 4 bills.
At least.
I mean, you're talking 1,300 pounds there?
Yeah.
1,300 pounds of beef
just
across my defensive line?
Just man. All right, can I do mine?
Yes.
Or do we have time?
Yes.
We can do it next time. After the break.
After the break.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by Premier South Roofing and PremierSouthLA.com. Baton Rouge, Lafayette, North Shore, and online at PremierSouthLA.com. A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. Super Service Award from Angie's List. Torch Award for Ethics in Business. That's what you get at Premier South Roofing. Look, if you have a problem with your roof, there's only 2 ways to find out. 1, get up on the roof and inspect it. Or 2, have the elements coming in your home because you got a hole in your roof. And one of those options ain't good. So call Premier South Roofing. They'll come to your house. They'll get on your roof for free to inspect it. Best case would be they shake your hand, be on their way because you don't have roof damage. But if you need a roof repair or a roof replacement, they can handle everything from that first phone call, working with the insurance company, all the way through the completion of the work. Premier South Roofing. Online, PremierSouthLA.com.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Toyota, we don't just sell cars, we buy them too. Bring your car in so we can see it, and within minutes you can turn your car into cash or trade it in towards your next vehicle. It's a fast and easy process. We buy your car at Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
Gulf Coast Bank & Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank & Trust, the bank that cares about you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Prompt, professional, reliable. If you're looking for a breath of fresh air with your AC and heating needs, call the professionals at Anison Bitter. Anison Bitter, a Rheem Pro partner, keeping your family comfortable for over 25 years.
Here you go. All right.
Top speed.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. The Riot Radio Hour with Ryan Terrio and Matt Moscona, presented by Bowie Outfitters.
By the way, Joey Holloway on Twitter, we were running through my all-time WWE football team. Joey Holloway said, totally guessed Ultimate Warrior, in the car alone, no witnesses. This is great quality content, though.
It's good.
Yeah, you never really know what's going to grab hold of people. You can talk about COVID-19 testing and how the world is going to be reshaped, and we can talk about, I had Chris Trapasso on in hour one, basically comparing Marcus Davenport through his first 2 years to TJ Watt, who turned in an all-pro caliber season. But you compare wrestlers to football players, and that's what gets the people's attention.
They
And then
love wrestlers.
And then Brain talks about foreskin, and then you got a segment.
Yeah, then
great
it's done.
quality content.
Yep.
That's how it goes.
Going to be an all-time great. But every time wrestling's brought up,
Yeah.
people tend to like that.
So,
just like you had the defense, I've got the offense.
All right. So if you're just joining us, The Rock, he's bought the XFL. We had the idea, let's put together our all-time wrestling football team. I gave you the defense, so now take it away on the offense.
All right. The most important position on the field,
Quarterback.
is quarterback.
I have no idea what this is.
Who better than the guy that comes down the rafters,
I have
from the
no idea.
rafters with the painted face?
Yes, I had to know it was Sting, because Sting's your guy.
Sting's my guy.
But the thing is, like, Sting isn't, I wouldn't think of him as a quarterback.
How do you know?
How do you know?
Sting throws gas. Great arm, great field awareness. Leads the charge in every sense of the word. Sting is the QB.
This is an awful entry song.
Not a great, well, because he comes from the.
That's a terrible entry song. That's awful.
All right, running back. Sting's my QB. Gotta have fast feet. Gotta be able to start and stop.
Is this
change
Coco
the
Beware?
direction. Coco Beware is running the ball.
Oh, that is an upset. But you know what? Coco Beware, he had the bird, and he would like. So yeah, I get it. I
Great
get it. I get it.
feet. Reminds
Good
me a lot
feet,
of
That's true.
Edwards-Helaire
I'll
with the
tell you what,
footwork.
that's a little bit of an upset right there. I wouldn't have gone Coco Beware.
Yeah.
I'm thinking more physically. Coco Beware had a little belly. I'm not thinking of him running the ball.
No,
but with
change of direction.
Yeah, okay, I'm with you. I mean,
Yep.
maybe like a little Icky Woods. I mean, Ironhead Hayward. I mean, you've got some guys who are bigger backs for
Yep.
sure.
No,
Okay.
Coco Beware running the ball.
Okay.
And then we're going to go straight to wide out. And look, similar to you with your.
Are you not doing offensive line?
Similar to you with your DBs.
Yeah.
I got to have a tandem here. Guys that can work together. They're not going to run into each other when they're running their routes. Got to be on the same page. Got Harlem Heat right now. Booker T and Stevie Ray.
Okay.
Wide out.
All right. I don't know that.
And we got this guy going both ways.
Okay.
At tight end.
Who you got? It's not a good thing when your producer goes, who do you have?
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Big giant.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Stood the test of time.
Yeah,
Great hands. Not afraid to go across the middle
Yeah,
and catch
for
the ball
sure.
and take a hit. Can block.
Yeah.
The Undertaker playing tight end.
You can lay him out in the middle of the field, and the trainers run out, and then he just sits up.
Is he dead?
No, it's a great
He's not
option.
dead.
He's not dead.
No. And then, look, we're going to go fullback on this one.
Okay.
We're going to keep it pretty traditional.
All right.
This is a blast from the past. This guy can 100% block, and if you get down to the goal line, the ball's it's going.
I know where you're going. I know where you're going.
Yeah.
JYD? No? Who? I don't know what this is. Who is this?
British Bulldog.
Oh, no. Hang on. You got to go in the order you had them on the sheet for me. Here.
That's what I have on the sheet.
I was going to say that was the British Bulldog.
The British Bulldogs are two guys.
British Bulldogs, one guy.
I jumped ahead because you said this guy.
British Bulldogs, one dude.
I'm looking at two guys right here.
British Bulldog, one guy.
One guy, bro. He's just one guy.
I think his name was Davy Jones, right?
I don't know his
the
name.
British Bulldog, Davy Jones.
Yeah.
He died too.
Boy, yeah, but he could run the ball. Get it in there. At guard, I got, and this is going to make a ton of sense.
Davy Boy Smith was his name. I said Davy Jones. Davy Boy Smith was his name.
Big John Stud.
Okay.
The other guard.
Yeah, we got to go quick.
Jesse the Body Ventura.
Okay.
Big boy. Tackle Sergeant Slaughter.
Nah, not big enough. Nah.
He's huge. Big boy.
Nah.
And at the other tackle, we're going, this is my favorite wrestler of all time. You know who this is?
JYD.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Oh, Oh, the big 2x4.
And then at center, we got Triple H.
You just picked wrestlers you like. That's all you did.
I did.
You didn't pick anything that makes practical sense. All right, hour 3. We'll find out the SEC schedule.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Windows, doors, siding, Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Energy-efficient replacement windows. Beautiful entry doors, hardy plank and vinyl siding. They do it all. And you know what I would really suggest? Especially if you're building a home or if you're replacing your windows, do it right. Do it right so you're not coming back in another 4 or 5 years after the South Louisiana weather is brutal on your windows, on your wood windows, and you're replacing them again. Relief Windows. Call Brandon Holly. Let his team come out. Replace your windows with energy-efficient windows that come with a lifetime warranty on labor, material, and glass breakage. It's Relief Windows. You might pay a little more, but pay a little more to do it right the first time so you're not doing it 5 years and then another 5 years and another 5 years. It's Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and they are hiring. If you know someone looking for work, inquire. ReliefWindows.com. ReliefWindows.com.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
If I built a van, it would do more than haul.
It would carry my entire business. I'd make it available in dozens, if not thousands of configurations.
It would keep an eye on my fleet.
And an eye out for danger. If I built a van, I'd make it available in diesel and gas. And I'd build it right here in South Carolina.
Introducing the all-new Sprinter, starting at $33,790. Built in the USA. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
ServiceMASTER Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMASTER Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMASTER Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
To all of our heroes working on the front lines of this COVID-19 pandemic, Your bravery and selflessness represent the very best of us, and we want to say thank you. I'm asking everyone around the state to join me in celebrating the heroism of our healthcare professionals on the 19th of every month at 1900 hours, that's 7 p.m. Write a note of appreciation, make plans to donate to charitable organizations, or say a prayer. To learn more, visit 19thanks.org. Thank you, and God bless.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Callahan Injury Lawyers.
Hour 3 of After Further Review coming your way shortly. Quick Sports Center update for you. Story we had last hour, Eric Kay, a former director of communications for the Los Angeles Angels, has been charged by the DEA with illegally supplying drugs to pitcher Tyler Skaggs, who was found dead in a hotel room July 1st of last year. Police had responded to the hotel room in South Lake, Texas. He was pronounced dead at the scene after choking on his own vomit with a toxic mix of alcohol and powerful painkillers fentanyl and oxycodone. Looking at some of the action going on right now, let's start off with Major League Baseball. Actually, first Major League Baseball game of the day starts about 5 minutes from right now, 4.5 minutes from right now. The Orioles are at the Nationals. In the NBA, the Spurs have already beaten the Jazz today, 119-111. The Kings are trailing the Nets 40-34. They are in the second period. And in the third, the Grizzlies have a 95-78 lead over the Oklahoma City Thunder. Hour 3 of After Further Review coming your way now.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After Further Review.
Say it one more time.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios. That's right.
You can't handle the
Riot Radio Hour.
Let's do that again.
Please, sir. I want some more.
The Riot Radio Hour is presented by Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge.
Well, let's start the insanity. Giddy up.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Joseph Rodriguez.
Hey, Joe, what you doing?
The Brain.
Hey, the brain got a poop.
And Harry.
Charles!
We're here. Glad you are as well. Make it a good one, folks. We were scheduled to be joined right now by Ross Dellinger of SI. Ross has a new book coming out, 100 Things Every LSU Fan Should Know, something like that. Pre-order is available. And we were scheduled to talk to Ross right now. However, that just went up in flames because we found out that the SEC, instead of doing what most news outlets would do, which is release news and do it via social media, decided they were going to do a schedule release show on the SEC network to announce the opponents. Well, like good reporters do, they follow news and they get news leaked and broken and things like that. And the Advocate has done that.
They broke it?
Scott Rabelais has gotten the news, and Brooks Cabina just tweeted the link to their story there at The Advocate. LSU will play at Vanderbilt.
Okay, I like that.
And will host Missouri.
All right.
In its extra SEC games in 2020. It will be confirmed here shortly on the SEC network, but this means LSU will make its second consecutive trip to Nashville to play Vandy. And then Missouri will play here. And interestingly, Missouri's only trip to Tiger Stadium as a member of the SEC was Ed Ogeron's first game as interim head coach after Les Miles was fired after the Auburn loss in 2016. The following week in Tiger Stadium, it was Missouri coming in against LSU that day. And LSU's offense opened up beautifully and set all kind of SEC records that day. And Mizzou will now come back to Baton Rouge. Thoughts, reaction to that?
I'm really surprised. I'm shocked that it wasn't Bama twice, or we had to play Florida again, or whatever it may be. Now, this is good. I'm happy about this. How did they go about picking these teams? Like the ping pong ball thing, or what was that?
So we don't know yet. I'm sure we'll get this via the SEC Network show and how they go about it. But what had been reported was that it was initially the plan that many talked about was using the next 2 years rotating cross-divisional opponents. So for LSU, next year they're scheduled to go to Kentucky, and then the following year they're going to be home against Tennessee. So that was the thought. They'd go Kentucky, Tennessee.
Okay.
Well, the problem with that model is you had two teams that really would have gotten screwed, Bama and Florida. And you better believe that Bama and Florida, if they're going to get screwed, are going to make a lot of noise about it. So Florida would have added, already having played Georgia and LSU, would have added Alabama and Texas A&M.
Mm-hmm.
And Bama would have added, obviously, Florida, but also Vanderbilt. So Bama rather would have had to play both Georgia and Florida and LSU and Auburn and the rest of their West schedule. So what the league effectively did here was go by a strength of schedule model. And I think the only real fair way to do that, unless if someone else has a better idea, is you look at winning percentages from teams from last year and you try to make your opponent's win-loss record equal, as close to average as you can, 1-14 in the league, when you consider the other opponents on the schedule already. Now, the West is obviously going to be tougher because it's just a deeper league than the East is, where you've got top-heavy with Florida and Georgia, and then a significant drop-off thereafter. I know a lot of people are high on Kentucky, which returns a lot defensively. Tennessee went on a hot streak last year after a really awful start to the season, losing to BYU and Georgia State. And maybe they'll be better. South Carolina had a brutal schedule a year ago, and they were going to have a brutal schedule again this year when you consider having Georgia and South Carolina on your schedule and then a trip to Baton Rouge. So I think they looked around and tried to mix and match as best they can to make the schedule as equitable as they can, top to bottom. So I'll be interested to see what the rest of the league looks like, what the rest of the draws are. But this is how it had to be for LSU. You're already going to play Florida and South Carolina. So the other 5 teams, you're not going to play Georgia, because if you're going strength of schedule, you're not going to play Georgia and Florida from the East. So that left Kentucky, Tennessee, Vanderbilt, and Missouri. Well, LSU's next 2 rotators are Kentucky and Tennessee, and there was some word that they didn't want schools to play their next year's rotator. So like LSU wouldn't have to play Kentucky 2 years in a row. Well, if that was the logic, then I would have thought, why would you play last year's team either, right? Mm-hmm. Which was Vanderbilt, but that's what they're going to do. So LSU's going to play Vanderbilt in Nashville again, and then they'll play Missouri at home. So, good?
It makes sense. I wonder at what point, though, when you're talking about the East and the West, obviously the West is going to be plays the harder in division schedule. But, I mean, I would have to think that the Missouri and Vandy, taking away what you said about playing the schools next year, absolutely the best 2 schools LSU could have hoped to have played, right?
There's not a doubt.
Yeah.
It could not have been better.
Right.
Vanderbilt remains abysmal under Derek Mason. How he has a job still, I don't know. And Missouri is a team that's going through transition. They fired Barry Odom, and they hired Eli Drinkwitz from Appalachian State. Now, it's not only the who you play, but the when and where also. So a game against Missouri, if that game were at Missouri in late November, maybe it's a little different because you could be dealing with snow.
Yeah, the weather.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But that game's going to be in Baton Rouge, so the weather it's a non-factor. The other road game you're adding is Nashville, which, I mean, Vandy has no home field advantage. Like, it's the problem Vanderbilt has had for years is the fact that the opposing fans regularly outdraw the home fans. So they have no home field advantage in Nashville. And even considering this year where you're going to be dealing with less or no fans, you're basically just going up to Nashville to play a game. So, I mean, it could not have been better. If there were 2 teams in the East this year that some are maybe looking at saying, okay, that could be a team on the rise, it would be the other 2. It would be Kentucky and Tennessee, because Kentucky returns a lot defensively, and they get their quarterback back this year. I mean, last year they played Lynn Bowden at quarterback, who was a receiver. Their quarterback got hurt. They ended up moving a receiver to quarterback, and they still managed to get to a bowl. And then Tennessee, as we mentioned, you got Garantano back for his, he's been there forever, but
seventh year.
We'll see if he ultimately keeps that job or if one of the young quarterbacks that they signed ends up taking it from him. But either way, those are the two teams that anybody would pick as the most likely to make a jump this year in the East, would be Kentucky and Tennessee. And so you avoid both of them. You've still got your trip to Florida. You get South Carolina coming to Baton Rouge. You go to Vandy and home against Missouri. Like, I don't know how you could have hoped for anything better. You get Alabama in Baton Rouge still. I mean, you're by far your toughest road games. You've got to go to Florida and to Auburn and A&M as well. Yeah. But we're also going to see there, Rhino, if they shuffle the schedule at all, right? I mean, because this is something that very well could – it's likely to happen.
What do you mean?
The games aren't going to be in the same dates that they had originally been scheduled, because you're starting September 26th. I mean, there were some conference games the first 3 weeks of the season, and now you're pushing the start back to September 26th, and you're building in 3 additional weeks of leverage in case if team drops or if there's a COVID outbreak and you need to move it. I mean, the SEC championship game has been moved back to December the 19th, so it's been moved back 2 weeks. So
you said team drops, like just says I'm out.
No, I'm. If they can't, like if there's an outbreak and for whatever reason they have to move a game, right? So they've built in that buffer now to where they can rearrange. They've given themselves schedule flexibility to where if there is an outbreak and a team can't play, now they could say, okay, well, you've got these built-in open dates. Can we move the game to this date? For those two teams, does that work? So that's a possibility. I got a tweet from Michael C. who said, I'm shocked the conference gave LSU, Vandy, and Mizzou. You shouldn't be. Because the notion among LSU fans, like, that somehow they were going to get screwed is just it's a laughable notion. Like, nobody bitches about a schedule more than LSU fans. It's true. Like, I'm an alum. I have LSU on my shirt today, okay? But there's no fan base that bitches about a schedule more than LSU fans. It's true. LSU bitches about having to play Florida every year. LSU fans are whining like little bitches right now about this. It's true. Like, it's how it got. Like, that's what you do. That's what LSU fans do.
Foreskin and bitches.
That's what it is. It's what it is. It's just a reality. Like, I mean, in some respect, look, I hate the permanent opponent. I do. It's no other league does it because it's a stupid thing. But there's no fan base that complains more about the schedule than LSU fans. There's no fan base that thinks they get screwed with the schedule more than LSU fans. Like, the rest of the league is tired of hearing it. And this is another example, like, it is just you. Like, it's your perspective. It's your perception of how things are. If you're going to play out a strength of schedule model, this is how it had to work. LSU was going to get Vandy, Mizzou, Kentucky, Tennessee. It was going to be 2 of those 4. And it worked out the way it did. You came in here going, we're going to play Bama 3 times. But you want to know why? Because you're an LSU fan.
That's right.
And you think the league's always going to screw you.
I think it's probably in the hometown of all the schools. It's probably the same way.
But it's not. Yeah. That's it. Like, Riney, I'm telling you.
Rhino.
Rhino, I do radio interviews in every city in the SEC. Okay? Just like I have guys on who do shows, in other markets. I go on their show. There is no other market in the SEC where a collective fan base is so singularly focused on thinking their school gets screwed by the league in scheduling than LSU.
Well, there's
not even a close second.
The SEC headquarters is on Alabama's campus. So of course. Yep. And Saban's the one calling the shots. Everybody knows that.
It's funny how no one ever used that example whenever Mike Dubose was the head coach or Mike Shula was the head coach or Dennis Francione was the head coach. But it's bogus. Like, you don't get to be selective. Nick Saban, when he was in Baton Rouge, no one said that.
But he hadn't won all the rings yet.
Oh, God, it's so stupid. It's nonsensical. Here's the fact of the matter.
How pissed are you if you're Vandy? You're like, oh, God.
What do you – Vandy, like – it doesn't matter who you draw. You're not going to win a game this year.
That's true.
Vandy's not going to win a game.
You're right.
I don't care. Like, they're not going to win a game this year. Vanderbilt, I think they beat Missouri last year, and that's when Derek Mason did his old, I'm the guy for this job. Don't ever question me. Your winning percentage is 20.
20.
Come on, man. Yeah. So LSU hosts Missouri and Vanderbilt. There's going to be a lot of people. I'm certain my email, Twitter, the YouTube chat, all of it. I'm certain all of these people are going to crush me for this. But you know what? It's true, LSU fans. Sack up, okay? Put your big boy pants on. Nobody's out to screw you at all. It's the nature of how things are going to work, okay? But LSU, this works out exceptionally well for LSU. You get Vandy in Nashville, Missouri at home. It could not have worked out any better.
Wonderful.
All right. Next week we'll find out the full schedule, the grid, when and where.
They're not announcing that tonight.
That'll be next week. We just found out the 2 additional opponents. But this is a big time win for LSU. Anything else? You good?
They're announcing everybody else's schedule next week, or is that happening today?
No,
I want to know who Bama's playing. That's what I want to know. Who do they get?
We'll find out. That's being announced right now on the SEC.
Okay, that's happening right now.
All right, here it is. Here's the SEC's non-divisional opponents. I just saw it tweeted. All right, here we go.
Tulane and
you know
who
what?
else?
Hang on.
They get to play Tulane and
all right, let me break. Because we're late. Let me break. We'll come back and we'll look at the rest. We'll look at the rest of the league. Okay?
Okay.
All right, stick around.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by River City's 1 Hour Air, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime. 752-0001, 752-0001 for River City's 1 Hour Air. It's 95 degrees right now.
It's hot.
Dude, it's 95 degrees at 5:15. Mm-hmm. You know what doesn't get to come inside in the air condition right now?
Your air conditioner.
Your air conditioner. It's working hard to keep you and your family cool, but it has to sit out there outside of your house. You know what it's going to do tomorrow?
It's going to be 95 degrees.
And you know what your air conditioner's going to do?
It's got to stay outside.
It's going to stay outside. You know what happens in the middle of the winter when it freezes and you're wrapping your pipes and everything? What's your air condition doing?
Heating.
No, the air conditioner.
It's just sitting outside.
Sitting out there.
Staying out there.
It never gets to come inside. Ever.
Out
it
of the
stays
elements.
out there the whole year.
Rain.
Take care of it. Yep. Clean it. Tune it up. Rejuvenate it. River City's 1 Hour Air can do that for $97. 752-0001. 752-0001.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Hello?
What's up, E? What you doing?
Chilling at the office working. You?
Hanging at the job site. Chilling.
Roof's up?
Hey, Greg, roof up? Roof's up! Roof's up!
Roof's up!
Roof's up?
Roof's up!
Roof's up! Roof's up! Beautiful roof every single time.
True. True.
If I built a van, it would do more than haul.
It would carry my entire business. I'd make it available in dozens, make not thousands of configurations.
It would keep an eye on my fleet.
In an eye out for danger. If I built a van, I'd make it available in diesel and gas. And I'd build it right here in South Carolina.
Introducing the all-new Sprinter, starting at $33,790. Built in the USA. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. The Riot Radio Hour with Ryan Terrio and Matt Moscona, presented by Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge.
All right, rolling along here. Friday edition of AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. So we had that break just to kind of digest things a little bit. Mm-hmm. If you're an LSU fan and you complain about anything today, you need to kick rocks because you won in a major landslide today with how all of this worked out. And so much of the conversation around the league was, initially with the idea of using your next two rotating cross divisionals. That there was just a lot of conversation among the athletic directors lobbying for different things. And sometimes concessions are given and taken and how you're going to make it work out with strength of schedule. But whatever the fact of the matter is, if you're an LSU fan today, I don't know how you can be anything but thrilled. Yeah. The same can't be said for every team in the league. And this is what's really interesting. So we've got the rest of the schedule grid now with the added opponents. Let's take a look at the East first. So the way that this graphic is here, if you're looking or if you're just listening to us, they have the two scheduled opponents. So those are the ones that were already on the schedule. And then your added opponent. So for example, Florida, this is the East. Florida already had LSU and Ole Miss. They added Arkansas and Texas A&M. Arkansas at home, Texas A&M in College Station. Okay.
That A&M game's gonna be tough for them.
That'll be tough for Florida. When you look at Georgia, and those are the two I think everyone's going to look at naturally because those are the two teams that look like they're going to be duking it out at the top of the East. Georgia adds a home game against Mississippi State and a road game against Arkansas. Now, that makes a little bit of sense because Georgia already had Alabama on the schedule. Now, Florida already had LSU, the defending national champ. So I will be very curious to see how some of this strength of schedule metrics worked out, which leads you to believe that there was probably a bit more to it where you did have athletic directors lobbying.
Yeah, wait a minute. Yep.
Let me point this out to you. There are two new coaches in the SEC. One in the East, one in the West. The new head coach in the East, there's more because there's three in the West, but there's one in the East. It's Eli Drinkwitz at Missouri. Missouri was already scheduled to play Arkansas and Mississippi State. I'd say things have balanced out a tad. Missouri added Alabama and LSU. Now, you were playing, again, when you look at the strength of schedule metric, you were going to play already Arkansas and Mississippi State. Arkansas was winless in the conference a year ago, and Mississippi State, I can't remember their conference record, won 2 games in the league last year. So that balances things out a little bit.
That balances it out.
So you add Alabama and LSU. The other new head coach, you got Mike Leach and you got Lane Kiffin, who have a little more cachet, obviously, but the other new head coach is Sam Pittman at Arkansas. And Arkansas took it up the yin-yang. Arkansas added Georgia and Florida. They were already playing Tennessee and Mizzou. They've added Georgia, Florida. So Missouri adds Alabama, LSU. Arkansas adds Georgia, Florida. Those are the two fan bases right now that are not happy, that are head in hand realizing it's not going to be a fun go of it. If you're Missouri, you get to play Florida, Georgia, Bama, LSU. If you're Arkansas, you get to play Florida, Georgia, Bama, LSU, and Auburn, and Texas A&M.
Oh, man.
You better hope you find a way somehow to upset Missouri or win a home game against Tennessee.
That's not good.
Or beat one of the Mississippi schools. Otherwise, you're going to go winless in year one under Sam Pittman.
Ooh.
Take a look at this. Anything else that stands out? So if you're wondering, Bama added Kentucky at home and a road game at Missouri. So not terrible for Alabama. They were already scheduled to play Georgia and Tennessee. So they add Kentucky and Missouri. They have to play the toughest team in the East, and then probably the next two teams after Kentucky, after Florida, Georgia. You take Kentucky, Tennessee. So Bama's got to play Georgia, Tennessee, and Kentucky. They got to play three of the top four teams in the East.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any way around that. But they also get Missouri. They got to go to Columbia to play Missouri.
I don't hate Auburn's draw.
Auburn gets Tennessee at home, and they got to play at South Carolina. They were already scheduled to play Kentucky, and then their rivalry game against Georgia. So, the schools like Auburn and Alabama, Georgia and Tennessee, I don't have a ton of sympathy for because you're locked in. We're locked into this absurd scheduling format because of you. So whatever happens as a result of this, positive or negative, is largely your fault. I mean, it's on you because that's the launching point for SEC scheduling. It's all right. Well, we're going to start with Bama, Tennessee, and Georgia, Auburn, and then build everything else around it. And so everything else that happens as a result starts with this, set in stone model because of those two games and those four teams. Texas A&M was another one that I was fascinated with because A&M is a team that coming into this year, we all talked about and said, well, A&M returns a lot, but they also have a favorable schedule. A year ago, they played three teams that spent time at number one in the country, LSU, Clemson, and Alabama. It was brutal. This year, they were dropping Clemson and adding Colorado, and they were dropping Georgia and adding Vanderbilt. So A&M's schedule benefited them tremendously. So they already had Vanderbilt at home, and they had to go to South Carolina and their permanent rotator. They added, and this is not easy for A&M. This is going to change things for A&M a little bit. They have a home game against Florida. And then they got to go to Tennessee. So the home game against Florida is a really tough. They do get it at Kyle Field. And then the road game at Tennessee is, as we talked about, Tennessee and Kentucky are the two sort of up-and-coming teams. So Bama, Auburn, Ole Miss, and A&M are the ones that added Kentucky and Tennessee, one of Kentucky or Tennessee.
Yeah, the A&M, and just so they lost Clemson off, and then who else? What was the other one?
They played Georgia last year as a rotator.
So
Georgia.
off.
So South Carolina is A&M's permanent.
Okay.
Georgia rotated off. Vanderbilt rotated on. So South Carolina and Vandy were already on the schedule this year. It's one of the reasons people liked A&M.
Yeah, they were set up.
Their schedule worked out a lot. One of the things that is going to be very interesting, though, and we always talk about like not just who you play, but when and where you play them. So I'll be interested next week to see. One of the things that worked out very well for A&M, and I hate to say it this way, but they finished back-to-back with Bama and LSU at home. Now, those are tough games, obviously, but the rest of the schedule played out where A&M legitimately could have started 10-0 and gone into the final 2 weeks at home against Bama and LSU. And the LSU game, of course, would have been in Kyle Field after LSU played back-to-back SEC games.
And curb stomped them last year.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I still would like LSU in that game, but where it fell on the schedule made me go, man, that's going to be the fourth consecutive week for LSU and a week after they're at Auburn. So that was tough. Where does it fall now? It might change things.
Mhm.
If LSU's at A&M in the second week of the season, just hypothetically, I don't know. We don't know that yet. But if they are, that's a lot different than the fourth of 4 consecutive SEC games in November after you'd played Bama, South Carolina, Auburn, in a road game at Auburn, then at A&M.
The schedule you said was going to be announced next week.
Next week.
Okay. Are they keeping any of it the same, or has that been
Well, we don't
said?
know.
Okay.
Like we don't know. What's obvious though is, like, I was told last week that they were expecting the schedule this week, and the reason they wanted to get the schedule out is for a lot of obvious reasons. Number one, like, you want to know what your schedule is going to be, so coaches can start preparing for all that. But also, logistically, you have to start planning for that, right? I mean, you plan months and years in advance for travel. Yeah, like, and then if you're going to have a home game, think of it this way, Ryan. Hey, Rhino. Rhiney. In Baton Rouge and in basically every SEC market, people plan their lives around a purple and gold calendar, right?
That's correct.
I mean, think about in 2015 when they had the flood in Columbia, South Carolina, and that home game for the Gamecocks got moved to Baton Rouge. You're thinking, oh, great, home game. Would you have 20,000 people in the stands that day?
Yeah.
Maybe 30? I mean, people had planned their year around not having a home game that weekend. So some people had vacations, or some people had travel ball, or some people decided to be at home that week, cut the grass or run errands, or they planned a wedding or whatever. Like, a lot of that goes on. People plan events around that. So you need to know now, so that way those things can be accommodated, based on how people are going to spend their Saturdays. So that my point is, that needs to happen immediately, and that was going to happen. But the reason it hasn't is because you have had a lot of tug of war, I think, among the ADs. I think it's very clear that Scott Strickland at Florida, Greg Byrne at Alabama were not going to be happy with the next 2 rotating cross-divisionals. I also think, and I do think this legitimately, LSU has always been the school, and I'm serious here now, I'm not taking shots at any fans or anything like that. LSU has always been the school that has chirped the loudest about the schedule, okay? That's just legitimate, because LSU's the one with the permanent rotating, the permanent cross-divisional that draws the short straw. You got the toughest team on the other side of the division every single year, while other teams get to rotate Vandy and Missouri and all that stuff, right? So one of the things that Joe Oliva was never strong enough to do was to gain any leverage for things like this. I mean, think about all the times when LSU would run into situations and it didn't work out in LSU's favor. Yeah. I mean, even so far as, demanding more night games, well, even there were still times where you'd end up playing Arkansas at 11 a.m., and it just didn't always work out to play home night games, I think this is probably one of those instances where we may look back and go, that's Scott Woodward.
Yeah.
Like, that's his influence. A guy who has been in the league. Okay, remember, it's not like he's just new into the SEC. He'd been at A&M prior. He had been in the league at A&M. He's now at LSU. He obviously has a background in politics and lobbying. I mean, one of the things is he knows how to spotlight his coaches and athletes and work in the background. And I think this is one of those instances where Scott Woodward probably silently went to work and made sure that this didn't go the way a lot of LSU fans feared it might. Yeah. And that's a good thing.
That's a real good thing.
All right, it's after further review. I will love to know how, like, when the tell-all book is written, or the long-form story of all of this 10 years from now, and when it's over and long gone, and people start writing the tell-all or giving the interviews, I'll be fascinated to know how this conversation went, and the impact that Scott Woodward might have had in this too. All right, it's after further review. Glad you're hanging out with us here. If you want to join us, you can. You can tweet the show at Matt Moscona at 1045 ESPN. You can jump in the Bayou Ford Huddle. Our YouTube chat is there as well. Remember, if you can't watch us on CST, you can watch us free on YouTube on the 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge channel. All right, it's after further review. Glad you're hanging out. Knock out a quick break. AFR.
AFR.
Think real estate? Think Darren James. You can always get to the website, agent225.com, agent225.com. Buying or selling a home call Darren James and get your home sold. 335-7666, 335-7666, or agent225.com, agent225.com. Doesn't matter if it's a $100,000 house or a $1 million house. Darren has systems in place to get your home sold faster for more money, and he wants to make sure you have an exceptional customer service experience. You don't always hear that with realtors. It's statistically proven. Moving is among the most stressful experiences that people have. Darren wants to remove the stress. He wants to give you a stress-free experience with results. So hire the realtor that sells more homes than anyone. Call Darren James. 335-7666. 335-7666. Think real estate? Think Darren James.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
If I built a van, it would do more than haul.
It would carry my entire business. I'd make it available in dozens, make not thousands of configurations.
It would keep an eye on my fleet.
And an eye out for danger. If I built a van, I'd make it available in diesel and gas. And I'd build it right here in South Carolina.
Introducing the all-new Sprinter, starting at $33,790. Built in the USA. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
ServiceMASTER Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMASTER Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMASTER Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the best.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. The Riot Radio Hour with Ryan Terrio and Matt Moscona, presented by Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge.
Talked a little bit last week about the new GLC that the Terrios picked up from Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge, the 7-seater, beautiful SUV. Interior, absolutely gorgeous, all the latest technologies. But if you check them out, the GLS 450 just hit the lot over there. The emerald green, I call it Gucci green.
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with the color Gucci? It looks like a Gucci purse riding down the street. Beautiful SUV over Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge. Look, y'all, it's going to be a great weekend. Sun's going to be out. Go check them out. Tell Hess Ryan sent you. Get you a test drive on one of these things. They're awesome. Check them out. MBOBR.com, Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge.
This is courtesy of Bill Connolly. He's on Twitter at ESPN_Bill C. S&P projects Arkansas as an underdog of at least 8 points in every game, and Vanderbilt as an underdog of at least 13 points in every game. That means there's a 10% chance the SEC will have 2 0-10 teams.
That's terrible.
I got a buddy who does radio in Arkansas. His name's John Neighbors. He does a really good job.
We got to call him right now.
He said, I'm going to pull up John's tweet. I just saw this in the break. John, there it is. John just tweeted. On the bright side, Arkansas will have an amazing home schedule. Let's just hope some people will be there to watch it. Look, in this business, there are their fair share of sunshine pumpers, right? We all work collectively in local markets where you basically are, to some degree, you work to much get the mercy of a fan base, of a local fan base, and you want to make sure that you know that your people, like,
you want them to listen.
But bro, like, there's
people aren't supposed to say that about SEC teams though in their schedule. Like, that's said about.
But bro, people ain't stupid, man.
No,
Come on.
I know. But man,
Right,
that's
so,
rough.
So you don't have to drive far to watch the slaughter of the hogs. Oh, jeez. I know they're low. Anyway, all right. A couple things I want to get to here. If you missed it, if you're just joining us, knocking off work, you haven't heard. Great news. The SEC's announced the other 2 opponents. LSU adds Vanderbilt and Missouri. At Vandy, home against Mizzou, and LSU's odds of repeating just ticked up. So that's a big win. There's no other way around it. That's a huge win. Huge win for LSU. And I think you got to tip your cap as some of the power AD brokers in the SEC try to do their tug of war. Scott Woodward obviously had his voice heard in this, and that's a really, really good thing for LSU because, in the past you had ADs, fighting publicly after hurricanes about where games are going to be played. So sometimes do your due diligence, get stuff done. All right, after further review, Pels 1 hour and 19 minutes from right now. Let's hope they can be a little better defensively. You missed this. Well, actually, Zion thinks that they don't have a problem defensively.
Defensively, I think we're fine. It's just, when a team is, shooting like that, there's only so much you can do. Personally, like, they were shooting the ball, like they were hitting every shot. But I guess we gotta come together as a team, and our coaches have to come together, and we all gotta just figure out how we're gonna adjust to it.
Of course they were making every shot because they're professionals, Matt. They're in the NBA. They're Matty. They can make open shots.
All right.
If you don't get a hand in somebody's face, they're going to make the shot. The Pels shot 76% from the field to start the game off yesterday, first quarter, first half, first quarter. And they're down by 10. That means if they took 4 shots, they made 3 of them. And they're still down by 10. Nobody guards anybody. No, dude, it's not fine. There's nothing fine about the defense. Like, what happens? I'm going to use a little baseball analogy here. You ready?
I'm ready.
What happens? Okay, follow me here.
I'm following.
When a hitter's up to bat, and he hits a homer his first at bat, and he comes up the next at bat, and he hits a homer the next at bat. What does the pitcher do the third at bat?
Hits him.
No.
Oh.
What does he do?
That's not what you do?
Nuh-uh.
What if he bat flipped?
No.
If he bat flipped, then you hit him.
No. What does he do?
Throw behind him.
Do something to make him uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Move his feet.
Right, you hit him.
No, you don't hit him. You throw it
behind him.
Throw it right here. Got to move his feet. Got to make him uncomfortable. What happens when a guy's making shot after shot after shot?
You take out his knees.
You got to do something to make him uncomfortable. I don't care. Maybe.
Yeah. Take out his knees.
Take out somebody's knees.
It's the unwritten rules in basketball.
Make somebody uncomfortable.
Like
how about
it.
you put a hand in somebody's face, Zion? How about this? Or how about this, Zion? How about you play more than 20 minutes? I'm off the guy.
How about that?
I'm off him.
You
want to do something about it? No, defense is fine. You know what? How about you go in there and say, you know what there, Skip? I want to play. Put me in. I can play defense.
I think he does. I think he wants to play.
Well, then he should go say something about it.
He was 10 of 12 from the floor the other day. He was unstoppable down low. Like, they couldn't stop him.
And he needs to play.
I know.
They need to play defense, and they're not fine.
No Bradley Beal, no John Wall for the Wizards. Pels favored by 8. You got to win this one today. You lose this one, you're done. You're toast.
I respect Zion for not saying, you know what, our guys stink right now.
No.
He kind of said it was right. It was good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
A little bit too much of that, pointing fingers and stuff.
So you're okay with what he said?
I'm okay with what he said, but it was wrong. But I'm okay with it. I kind of like that. Shows a little maturity. But he still needs to play more than 20 minutes a game.
I agree.
And stop walking like Moto every time he goes on the court.
You know Brain has a tattoo of My Little Pony on his lower back?
No, he doesn't.
Mm-hmm. Well, not anymore. You want to know why? Because he went to the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. Pico Way Laser Tattoo Removal. 20% off this month. Fewer treatments, virtually pain-free. So he got rid of the My Little Pony on his lower back.
Is that a real thing, or did you make that up?
Well, he's got it, yeah. Well, not anymore, because he had the Pico Way done.
How long did it take him to do it?
I don't know.
Couple treatments?
Probably.
In and out? It's the worst tattoo you've ever seen.
Brain's not the My Little Pony one. Brain has a
dolphin that he had.
Well, not a dolphin. He's got a donut with one bite out of the donut on his right buttock, and it's got sprinkles on the donut.
The sprinkles.
And it's a colored tattoo as well.
Oh, that one's still there.
No, he had that one removed as well via Pico Way.
Pico Way.
Yeah, laser tattoo removal at the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. 20% off all this month. Fewer treatments, virtually pain-free. We're getting you right, Brain.
My boy, Brain. Clean it up.
We are cleaning him up.
Mm-hmm.
We still have to work on the pitchfork on the left buttock, though. He's got to get that one out of here.
I don't mind that one. That one's okay.
No.
I don't like the sun that goes around his belly button. That's the one I don't like. That one needs to go.
Yeah. Brand, you going to get that one worked on?
I mean, I still love the Teletubbies, so.
Yeah.
And the pitchfork's pointed the wrong way. That's the only problem there.
Yeah. Is the Teletubby on your ankle?
No, it's the sun from the Teletubbies.
Oh, okay. Stay hot, Brain. Hot like the sun.
Tattooed around your belly button.
Around your belly button. Pico Way Laser Tattoo Removal. 20% off all this month at the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. Fewer treatments, virtually pain-free.
Can't even feel it.
All right, the Otter's coming up. Do some Otter locks. Do what we learned today. You know what we learned? Vandy ain't winning a game this year. It's AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by Pluckers. Nicholson, just south of campus. Bluebonnet right in front of the Mall of Louisiana. So, 5:47. We are an hour and 13 minutes away from tip. Pels, Wizards. Where are you going to watch? Pluckers. Nicholson, just south of campus. Bluebonnet right in front of the Mall of Louisiana. And you know what else? You can watch the Pels and any Major League Baseball game you want.
Any of them.
Because they've got them all on TV.
They got 1,000 TVs in there.
Even if you don't have MLB TV to where you can watch a lot of market games, Pluckers does.
They do.
Both locations even. Nicholson just south of campus, Bluebonnet right in front of the Mall of Louisiana. You don't have a draft beer at your house, do you?
No.
Ice cold draft beer?
Nope.
You know where they do?
Where's that?
Pluckers.
Wow.
You don't have 24 flavors of award-winning jumbo chicken wings at your house, do you? You know where they do?
Pluckers.
Nicholson or Bluebonnet. Dine in or carry out. What more could you want? Pluckers. You don't like our wings? We'll give you the bird.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Divorce is hard. Divorce is messy. Divorce is exhausting. The law offices of O.C. Brown walked me through my divorce and helped me find the right solution for me, my kids, my finances, and my property.
Call the law offices of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime.
If I built a van, it would do more than haul.
It would carry my entire business. I'd make it available in dozens. Make not thousands of configurations.
It would keep an eye on my fleet.
In and eye out for danger. If I built a van, I'd make it available in diesel and gas. And I'd build it right here in South Carolina.
Introducing the all-new Sprinter, starting at $33,790. Built in the USA. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
ServiceMASTER Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMASTER Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMASTER Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. The Riot Radio Hour with Ryan Terrio and Matt Moscona, presented by Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge.
All right, let's find out what we're betting on tonight. Time for Otter Locks.
Otter Locks.
Otter Locks. All right, let's find out. Jimmy Ott joins us here for a little Otter Locks. Otter, how are you?
Doing great, man. Sitting here in the Beauvoir Park, right behind, the Julio's, Building 5, getting ready for a little Smokehouse Border, outdoor, social distance concert, baby,
Oh,
Just
really?
Loving. Yes, indeed. Come on by. It's right on your way home.
It actually is. So
Love
where? So wait, you're at Building 5? Or you're outdoors? Like that whole
Beauvoir.
area there, like under the overpass?
Beauvoir Park. It's right behind, kind of between the Julio's and Building 5 by the Perkins Road overpass.
Yeah.
Got a lot of spacious stuff out here. Social distancing. We limit how many people can come. Smokehouse Border. He's warming up right now. He's going to kick off at about 7:45 tonight. We're going to lead right on into it.
Otter, am I not mistaken, but aren't the Julio's and Building 5 on opposite sides of Perkins?
No, they're pretty close. I'm looking at them. I mean...
But they're on opposite sides of Perkins Road, no?
No. Beauvoir Park to my left is the Julio's. To my right is Building 5. We're at K Street Grill, kind of right in the middle.
Yeah, I know where
you
K
know
Street.
where I
Yeah,
am?
I know it is. It's the old Chelsea's under the overpass.
Yeah, it's Chelsea's.
Yeah. Man, I've been cold, man. I'm in a little frozen streak right now. I was all loaded up to go against Kyle Wright, the number 5 overall pick for the Braves out of Vandy.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Sunday, I'm watching the Mets game. They get the bases loaded, 1 out, get nothing. Get 2 more in the second, nobody. Bases loaded, 3rd inning. 10 guys reach the first 4 innings. Doesn't get touched for a run. I'm loaded up against him tonight. Rain in Philly. Postponed.
Well, what are you betting on tonight, Otter?
Well, we're going to bet on that tomorrow now. Keep in mind.
Okay.
Going against Kyle Wright as part of the doubleheader tomorrow. And then we're going with the hottest team, kind of short-changed for NBA Coach of the Year. He fell short by one vote, but Nick Nurse out of Toronto. You saw the game last Saturday night against the Lakers.
Saw it.
It opened up 2.5 points against the Celtics. It's down to 1. I think it's a short line. We're going to take a great game tonight. 8 p.m. tip. We're going to take Toronto -1 against the Celtics.
That.
All right, Game Time with Jimmy Ott following us here in Baton Rouge. And, of course, you can check it out on the Game Time with Jimmy.
Terrio.
Otter.
Did you ever shoot that cannon at Broadmoor? Remember that cannon?
Yeah, I had a cannon. No, I didn't get the pleasure of shooting it. No. But I listened to it for sure.
All
I think it was loud when we were doing Broadmoor games, man.
Every time they played Catholic, they would shoot it a lot. Yeah.
You know those guys? Stansberry, why not speak English?
That's right.
Oh.
Yeah.
All the cats.
Hey, Otter, I got to roll here, man.
The Broadmoor guys.
Trip down memory lane on your own dime. It's after
guys.
further review. Remind you about Shawbills Tire and Auto Service, ShawBillsTire.com, 18 locations in South Louisiana. Find the location nearest you at ShawBillsTire.com. And remember, they are hiring bumper-to-bumper auto service, name brand tires at wholesale prices, and they're looking for you. If you're looking for employment, they want all positions at all locations. They're looking for qualified employees, so check them out at ShawBillsTire.com. Let's find out what we learned. Brain, what did you learn today?
Sam Pittman's about to sign a huge endorsement deal with Pepto-Bismol.
Arkansas got so screwed. Joe Rod, what did you learn today?
That people take their kids' first day of school very seriously. Thank you, Ryan.
You're welcome.
We're working on it. Terrio, what did you learn today?
That Scott Woodward is the new SEC commissioner.
How about Woody doing work?
Attaboy.
Hey, Matt, what'd you learn?
That this thing is a neck foreskin.
AFR.
As we get on down the road, we'll remind you about South Point Volkswagen, southpointvw.com. New and certified pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online at southpointvw.com. South Point Volkswagen, awesome peeps. If you are in the market for a new vehicle or might be, make sure you put Volkswagen on your list. Get by South Point Volkswagen or get by on the website at southpointvw.com. Remember, if it's on the lot, it's online. On the website, easy-to-use tool on the left side where you can search inventory by year, make, model, style, all that stuff. Narrow down your price, narrow down your search to the vehicles that are there on the lot. So you don't have to worry about what inventory they may have. And remember, South Point Volkswagen is the largest volume Volkswagen dealer in Louisiana. So no matter where you live in the state, if they can do a better deal for you, it's worth the drive into Baton Rouge if you're from outside of the greater Baton Rouge area. Airline just north of Highland or online at southpointvw.com. It's South Point Volkswagen. What's your direction?
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank